Trent's departure has been confirmed. He will be leaving Liverpool on a free at the end of the season, or potentially even before that with a small fee. Dean Huijsen is going to make up his mind very soon about where he's going to make his next move, and Nico Williams has been linked with a move to Liverpool Football Club this summer. Sit back, relax. It's the Monday Night Live show. Big up, everyone. Let's get into it.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
Two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Yes, people, hope you're well. As always, please smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, all that good stuff as well. Man like Matt, how are you doing, bro?
Put out this, I wasn't expecting this news to drop today, bro. I can't even lie. I've got so many thoughts and feelings about this whole situation. But we're going to get into it, bro. We're going to unpack it, pause. We're going to get right into this whole thing because Bank Holiday Monday, can't just chill, innit? We can't just chill. Nothing was going in, and then boom. Nothing was happening today. But yeah, we're going to get into it, man. Whenever you're ready, bro.
I say go for it. One thing I ask for everyone in the chat is please keep it respectful. I did speak about this earlier. I'm generally not in the mood for crap today. I was going to swear. I'm not in the mood for crap today. If I see anything where people start getting rude and all that, I'm just not going to have it. So what I will say, if you're willing to give out disrespect, be willing to take it and don't bitch when it comes back your way. So, Matt, your floor, bro. Go for it.
Okay, so we all knew at some point that he was going to go. There was a glimmer of hope when he scored that goal and he done that celebration, and people were thinking, like, is he going to stay? Is he going to change his mind? Even I started to think, maybe, just maybe he might. But he decided to go and announce it today. I can't lie, bro. The whole fan base, if they want to crash out, they're allowed to. Everyone is allowed to be pissed off. He's one of our own. We thought that he would be with us until he retired, basically. I'm struggling to understand it. And when I say that, I'm talking about his decision and to why he wanted to leave Liverpool. I'm not... The thing is, he's his own person. He's Trent. I'm Matt, innit? Like, it's his job. It's his life, right? We're the fans. We support the club. We want what's best for the club. And that means we want the best players at the club.
Yeah.
What I struggle to understand, though, is this, though. There's been numerous times when he's spoken about our rivals that are Real Madrid and how, like, they are a rival because we've seen them in the Champions League. And we're supposed to go against them, not join them. I don't know if you know a story, Cal, about Kevin Durant and how he left OKC. But basically,
really.
All right, so OKC were 3-1 up against Golden State. Golden State came back to win. I think it was 3-1 or 3-2, something like that. I can't remember the thing, but basically Golden State came back and Kevin Durant decided to join them. He decided to take his talents to Golden State, and no one understood it. Like, he's the best one of the best players in the world, if not maybe the best at the time, potentially. And he goes and joins the enemy. Here's the killer. This is one thing. And again, it might not be Man United and it might not be Everton. It might not even be Chelsea, but it's still a rival. So however he tries to dress it up as, I want a new adventure, whatever. Brother, it's Real Madrid though, man. We got wars with them. You should know what it's like to go to war against them. Why are you going there? Now, if I put myself in Trent Alexander-Arnold's shoes, he's trying to do the whole he's won everything at Liverpool, which he has. But why would you not cement yourself as a legend at the club that I thought you loved as much as we did? Because we can all do the whole I love the club from afar. But really and truly, if you love the club that much, you would have stayed. So what happened? What made you feel like you can't achieve your dreams at Liverpool? At Real Madrid, you're going to go there, and just like when Klopp said, you'll just go there and be another player. You're just now just going to be called Trent, basically. You're not going to be called Trent Alexander-Arnold or TAA or the Maestro, whatever. It doesn't add up for me, bro. Like, it's really dawning on me that we're about to lose someone who was seen as a legend if he isn't already, but some people can take that title away from him. That's up to them if they want to do that.
We'll discuss that later.
Yeah, we'll discuss that. I just, bro, even the whole Bellingham stuff, like, you can't be going to Real Madrid because of your brethren. That's mad. It's your career. I understand your brethren's over there and he's telling you, like, rare. But remember, Bellingham didn't have that affiliation with Dortmund, how Trent has with Liverpool. Trent is a Scouser, innit? Born and bred Scouse. And it just feels like he's turned our back on us at a time where we thought we wouldn't have to deal with this anymore. We thought that we was a destination. But it seems like we're just part of the journey for some players. And this is why when I say, there's no loyalty in football. And I will say this, the club, I don't know all the ins and outs. Obviously, I've heard certain things, and obviously you told me certain things as well, Kyle, So I don't know all the ins and outs, The club will want to do what's best for Liverpool, and that is they wanted to sign him. Trent is doing what he feels is best for him. As a human being, I understand it. I just don't like his decision. And I don't like reasons that he's given. Like this whole thing of like, even the Ballon d'Or situation. What makes you think that you're going to win a Ballon d'Or if you're going up against potential? And I say potentially because I don't know how long they're all going to stay there for. It's Real Madrid, right? You could get sold at any moment. What makes you think you're going to beat Vinicius or Mbappe or Jude Bellingham or I don't even know. Like, what makes you think that you're going to stand out? Like, don't get me wrong. As much as I can't stand the fact of you going to Real Madrid, I'm not going to lie now and say he's a crap player. He was a world-class talent. Hence why I wanted to keep him. But I'm just frustrated, pissed off, really down about the situation that I thought that Trent would cement his legacy at Liverpool. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to do that. Like, we thought you was going to do that. We thought out of all the three, when the contract situation was happening, we thought we ain't really got to worry about my man because he's a Scouser and he understands it. He gets it. We're an emotional club. Hence why I understand people getting emotional now. We are an emotional club, bro. That's how we operate. Look at how we celebrate any trophy. We're very, very emotional. So that's why I will never disrespect anybody that's really, really like down about that situation or whatever, or feeling like they're so mad, like, because I fully get it. But he has turned his back on us. Even if I know it's, again, I don't know Trent personally, so I can't sit here and start calling him names and them thing there. If people want to do that's up to them, innit? If people want to call him whatever under the names under the sun, that's absolutely fine. Again, I would never tell someone how to deal with this situation. It's up to them, innit? But it's his life, it's his decision. I just don't like it. And I'm just shocked that we now as Liverpool fans can't even trust one of our own.
All right.
Because can I say something else as well?
Go for it.
This ain't even me trying to take a dig at the legend Steven Gerrard. Even he wanted to leave at one point. Obviously, he didn't leave. Do you know what I'm saying? So we don't really care in it. But even he wanted to leave at one point. What is it at Liverpool that people feel like it's not enough? We have the best team, arguably, we've got the best. We're historically the best English team, right? We're the most successful English team. Yeah, most trophies. What is it that makes people think they can't do what you need to do to be at the highest level? Like, I need someone to make me understand. I understand Real Madrid and Barcelona have, like, they're the most historical clubs. I get it. I'm not denying it. That's Real Madrid. Come on, this ain't no disrespect. This ain't Birmingham. Yeah, this is Real Madrid we're talking about. The arguably a lot of people see as the pinnacle. But what I'm saying is, isn't Liverpool supposed to be the pinnacle?
All right. Here's the thing, Matt. I hear what you're saying. The Gerrard and Trent thing, I don't think are comparable. And the reason I say that is Gerrard was playing in a team that was average. It was an average team, but he made the team very good. But we were never a great team. Trent, since he's been at Liverpool, has gone from being in a very good team to a great team, back to a very good team, to now being in a great team again. So the level of Trent at Liverpool has always been very good at worst. Like his lowest finish in the league with Liverpool is 5th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. With the no centre-back thing.
Yeah. Gerrard isn't.
I understand that.
Like,
No.
Trent,
I'm
sorry to cut you back.
Yeah, no, go.
First season, we finished 4th. Then we finished second. Then we finished 1st. Then we finished 3rd. Then we finished 2nd. Then 5th, 3rd, and now we've won it in 8 years. Gerrard didn't have that luxury. Gerrard's highest finish was 2nd in his whole career. Trent's tasted Premier League titles like twice now. Been to multiple Champions League finals. He's been to more Champions League finals than Gerrard did. So I don't. Sorry to cut you, bro.
No. Finish your point. So it's because I want to.
Comparable. So I don't think this is a Liverpool thing in terms of we can't hold on to our big players because we've just kept Salah and Virgil. So I don't think we can use that line of what is Liverpool doing why these players want to leave. I think we could use that in the past. I don't think this is a Liverpool thing. This is a Trent and a Real Madrid thing. Now, I don't think, well, it's come out now, finally, that Trent didn't actually make up his mind until recently. They'd obviously been flirting with Madrid. There'd been negotiations, but nothing had been confirmed. They were still negotiating up until recently. I'm with you. I don't know why the news came out today. That's really peed me off. That's the bit that's annoyed me. And the video's really peed me off because the video looks very manufactured, looks very rehearsed. I don't want to see clips of you winning games and you as a kid here. Just get in front of camera, speak, and just keep it stum in it. That's my thing. In terms of the whole Real Madrid have got a pool that we're probably not going to understand as much being from England and being Liverpool fans. I thought Trent would have been the same, but I also do think that this era of footballers are very different to yesteryear. This era of footballers do want to explore. They do want to go to different countries and do want to play. And do I like it? No. Do I like that Trent's going? No. Do I care about him going on a free? Whether he went on a free or he went for a fee, I'd still be peed off. And I think the thing that annoys me the most about this situation is that we're losing a world-class player, whether it's for money or without money. That's my frustration. I don't care about the fee. And here's why I keep on getting onto people about the whole he should have signed a new contract to get us a fee. Felipe Coutinho got us the most money we've ever made from a player sale. 142 million. Matt, what do we still call Felipe Coutinho to this day?
Yeah, a snake.
A snake. So it's not about the money. It's about how you conduct yourself. Now, I do agree and understand why Trent hasn't come out and said anything earlier.
But Trent's different to Coutinho, though.
No, that's what I'm going to get to.
So, okay.
So I don't like. I understand why nothing's been said all season, because for me that would have taken away from the team. It would have become very toxic on and off the pitch, and it could have potentially derailed our title charge. So I'm glad nothing was said. But if you're not going to say anything for the whole season, keep it that way. Don't say anything until the season's finished, until the last game and the parade's done. Why have you come out on the 5th of May, on a bank holiday Monday, produced a video and done all of this? That's what I don't get.
Because now, again, him doing that, this is another thing where I'm pissed off with Trent, You said you weren't going to say nothing. So if you're not going to say nothing, at least get your
season.
Wait till the end season. So we got no more games to play.
Shout out to Kojo and Beijing Reds TV in the chat.
Big up. Like, so now it's a thing of you've taken the attention away from us just finishing off the season. Now we've got to deal with your stupid self and your dumb antics and how, because it's selfish. I'm gonna be real. This is selfish. It is selfish, bro. There was nothing happening today on this bank holiday Monday, but you decided to make it Trent Alexander-Arnold's day where he announces that he leaves. Yeah, you could have just done that. Flip it. We all think he was going anyway. Why not just done that like after the parade or something, like a day or two after? We know you're going, but by doing this now as well, yeah, the rest of the games now, it's not gonna be more about Trent. It's all about him now. Is he gonna play? Does he deserve to play? Should he not play anymore? All them things. Why should we have to do with that? Why can't we just get on with our number 20? Why can't we ever just like win or something and just be left in peace? It's always us, and I'm sick of it. Now, here's the thing, Cal, yeah. In regards to the jar thing, I wasn't necessarily saying it always happens, but what I was saying is that I know Gerard's situation is very different. And you're right, because Gerard didn't really have a team like Trent's. Trent's team has just won the flipping league. Yeah. And now he wants to go. If you are a born serial winner, you want more of that. You should be thinking, do you know what? I'm going to get another 3 at Liverpool at least. I want to make sure I get I want to make sure that no one can't talk to me. That's what he should be thinking about, his legacy. Because here's the thing, Cal. His legacy will now be tarnished at Liverpool. It actually will be tarnished. It doesn't matter whether he goes on a free or whether he was going to leave for a fee. When you leave like that and you don't say nothing for too long and you've allowed people to be annoyed and pissed off without saying something, you've kind of made your own bed, you know. He's only got himself to blame. I'm seeing reports in the papers. Trent was upset that he heard that people were saying how he's not motivated this season where to take, because the Real Madrid bid came in, but apparently he didn't know until he came back into the UK or something like that. But you think I'm an idiot? I know how football works, bro. I know how football works. Even if he didn't know much of it, he would have known. Real Madrid would not make a bid unless they have spoken to his brother. That's a fact. What they didn't know was that Liverpool were going to reject it. But that conversation would have taken place 100%. So he tried to get his way out the door by putting one foot there. And then he thought, you know what, let me see if I can get out on a slide. Because what happens if we accepted? He would have went, right? This all talk about how he wouldn't have gone. I think he would have went. And I think he
probably would have if he accepted, yeah.
Exactly. So
I don't agree with the fact that they encouraged the bid, though.
Bro, this is the best way for me to describe it. We're at a workplace. Me and you are at a workplace, yeah? And I'm thinking about moving to a new workplace.
Sorry, man. I say this because Caicedo's people didn't encourage a bid from Liverpool. We just bid. Like bids go in for players without the entourage being.
Do you think Caicedo was an anomaly? Because I will say this: that's one of the very few times Liverpool made a bid.
Though, bro. Luis Diaz. When we signed Luis Diaz, it was Tottenham negotiating, and then we went with a bid. Like it's not uncommon.
No. But we informed the player that we was interested, but we were going to get him in the summer. We just had to act quickly and get him in January.
No, but that's my point. So we still didn't tell them that a bid was coming in, though. So obviously Real Madrid would have informed Trent's people that they want him in the summer, but that doesn't mean Trent's people encouraged him to make a bid. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you can bid for a player without.
No, you can, but
no entourage having a heads up.
I'm just saying, with all the news that's come out, he wanted to go. He's wanted to go probably since the start of the season, it would seem. And I just think to myself, you're a guy leaving Liverpool for Real Madrid to do what, though? To win the league with your best friend. And the wickedest thing is, as much as you know me, I follow La Liga, right? I'm not going to try and diminish La Liga. But one thing I will say about La Liga is there is literally 3 teams. Literally 3 teams. Atletico, Real, and Barca.
Yeah.
One thing you will get over there is the glitz and the glamour. That's one thing you will get over there that you probably won't get over here.
Can I ask you a question, man?
So maybe he wants that Hollywood lifestyle. Yeah, go on.
You said he's a serial winner.
Yeah.
does he have a better chance of winning trophies at Real Madrid than he does at Liverpool?
Yes and no. That current Real Madrid ain't. They've got work to do. They will win trophies, but so will we. I think people asking that question now.
That was the question I asked her. I never asked if we'd still win trophies.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have a better chance of winning trophies at Real Madrid or Liverpool?
Depends on trophies. It depends on the type. Yeah, he might win the Copa del Rey or something like that, and he probably will win in the Liga. But we would win a Prem. We're going to win another. We're going to win another Prem, and we're going to knock them out the Champions League.
You just said it, though, Matt. There's 3 teams. There's 3 teams in the Premier League. Let's be real.
Oh, so you're basically saying he wants the easy life, because that's what you're alluding to.
I wasn't, but yeah. But I'm asking the question because if he's a serial winner and he wants to fill his cabinet, he wants to go down as one of the greatest right backs in history.
Yeah.
Then playing for Real Madrid, winning bare
if you just want to fill up your trophy cabinet with trophies that we kind of know that, like,
also going down as a great in football. Again, we know how the PR is with Real Madrid. If you play for Real Madrid and you have a good career, automatically you're seen as one of the best of all time, right?
But there's a difference, because I think there's 2 ways you can look at that. You've got that way you looked at it there.
By the way, I'm telling you.
No, I know.
I'm not justifying.
No, of course.
I'm saying
play for Real Madrid, you get a lot of props.
That's the easy life, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. More of a guarantee.
If he wants the easy life, then he can go over there then. Because we don't want people like that, though. All jokes aside, we want warriors over here, bro. We want warriors that are gonna fight for the badge, not people that's just gonna run away. He's running away, you know, bro. He's actually running away. Even his whole antics feels like he's running away. Listen, no one would have been happy if he spoke about him leaving at the start of the season or whenever he announced it. No one would have been happy. But this all feels like he's just running away, bro. And now he's realized, like, oh crap, I better say something, Carl. If I don't say something before the parade, it's gonna look even worse. He's running away, bro. Only he knows why he's running away.
He handled the announcement all wrong, personally.
Only he knows why he's running away, bro. But all I know is that we can't look at man the same ever again, though. Do you know what I mean? And again, like, I don't have that type of malice because, again, like, I don't know Trent. If I knew Trent, like on a personal level, I maybe would have even more vim. Like, I got vim, but not that type of vim. But you see, it's one of them ones where it's like, all right, you're out the door now. Bye. See you later.
Yeah.
Go about your business. Don't care about you no more. Go about your business. Because do you know what I want to see? I want us to buck them in the Champions League. And when I say to you, Cal, I want to absolutely dismantle Trent, you know. No, I want him to get cook up. I'm talking.
Yeah, I want him to get.
Whoever's on that left, you best cook him up good.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to be shameless. Yeah, that's right. He could never defend. He's not a good defender.
See,
he can't defend. Nah, let's be real now. Can Trent defend, bro? He's average,
no, don't ask me. No, wait. On a real, don't ask me because I've been the one. This is what my frustration has been. No, on a real. This is what my frustration has been over the last couple of weeks, and especially today. Everyone has been crashing out on me, whether it be other content creators. Shout out to my brother Monts, whether it be in here. Everyone's crashed out on me saying you're too harsh on Trent, this, that, and the other. When I've always kept the same energy about him,
100%, and that's why I want you to keep the same energy. Now, keep the same energy. Is he a good defender?
No, he's an average defender. I've said this from day.
Right. But
he's a 5 out of 10. But hold on, wait a minute. If I said this a month ago, what I'd have been called out for it.
Do you know what it is, Carl? Can I be so real? When it's one of your own, you kind of ride or die for one of your own.
No, but that's lying then. So we've
not necessarily lying. No, not lying. You just
you just said he's an average defender. You've never called him average before.
Have I ever said he's a good defender?
No, but you've never called him average.
No, I've just said I said he's about a 6 out of 10. I've always said that.
You've never said he's not a good defender.
I've never said
he's not a good defender.
The only thing I've ever used, and you can go back and watch the tapes, all I've ever said is, he was a bit better than last year. That's all I've ever said. Go back and watch the tapes. I don't care, bro. I don't care.
Even coach, that's lying, bro. That's not even coach.
Am I lying? Show me the tapes.
Show me the tapes. So let me get this. I want to ask everyone in the chat then. Is Trent a good defender now?
Listen, Trent is an average defender. He's always been average. He was better this season than last season. But remember, the chat will know. I've never ever said Trent is an amazing. Never. Look how much we cooked him for that Man United performance. We was going mad.
Yeah, but that was a one-off performance. He's allowed to get cooked for that. So my question is,
Everton.
but I've been saying this. Hold on. Wasn't I the person who said I wanted him to be in midfield because I don't want him to be a right back anymore? Have we
Yeah,
all
but I don't
forgotten
know
about
about
that?
that. I don't know. I don't know
No,
about the
no, no.
midfield.
Have we forgotten about me saying I
No,
don't
no,
want
no,
him at
no,
right
no,
back
no,
anymore?
no, no. Carl, you're getting it wrong. I've never listen. What you're saying is true. I just want you to back up my point.
No, I want people to. If that's the case, I need an apology then because I've been getting cussed for the last 2 years about him defensively. How many times have I said Ibu bails him out all the time, and I get told,
Bro,
nah, it's a style of play.
All right,
Come on.
so this is where people are definitely going to agree with me. People say I do a lot of supporting Ibu, which I do. That Ibu, that's my defender. Yeah. How many times have I said to you, Ibu has to do way more than Virgil because he has to marshal that right hand side? How many times have I said that in a game? I said if Ibu has to run to cover the whole right channel. I've chat on my line. You know, I say this all the time. So I was saying it as well, Cal. Sometimes I might not say too much, but I've been saying it. The chat will tell you, bro.
I've been hung out to dry in these streets, bro.
You haven't, bro.
I've been hung out to
You
dry.
haven't. You haven't.
I'm not saying you and Drift rushed me. You definitely closed the shutter doors when you saw it happening. Like, you definitely closed it. It was the electric ones as well. So you'd stand there with your finger on the button. And
all I'm saying is this, yeah. All I'm saying is this, yeah. All jokes aside, listen. He's made his decision now. I kind of, do you know what it is? I'll be so real. I don't know if I don't want to see him for the rest of the season.
Big up,
don't want to see him for the rest of the season.
Well, all right, that's my next question then.
We have an issue because Conor Bradley's not fully fit. That's the issue. Hence why I don't think Conor Bradley started the last game. That's the only reason why I think. But do you know another thing I'm going to say as well? You see Arnie Slot, yeah? People might think I'm going to be mad for saying this, right? I feel like Slot's a bit robotic and he'll just play him anyway. Do you get what I'm saying?
Well, I think it depends on Bradley's fitness. Here's the thing, and again, this is my frustration.
It is a bit of a slight on Slot. And again, doesn't mean to say that I think Slot is all of a sudden like a bad manager. He's a sick manager. But we need to put the club first. He's made his decision now. You see, once you make a decision, Cal, there's no going back here. So
that's my point, Matt. But who played? Because Conor Bradley's not fit.
Who else? Curtis Jones.
You don't want to see that, Matt.
Do you want to see Trent?
No, I want to see Conor. I don't know.
So what are we doing?
Conor Bradley, and then let Kwanzaa finish the games. Then
I did what it is. You see, once you've made that decision and you decided to do it now, this is why he was better off not saying nothing. Yeah, even if we all thought it. The problem is now you've gone and said it. Now that you've said it, it's done now, bro. You can't be playing for us now. We need to think about the club first. What precedent is that setting to Conor Bradley? What we're letting the guy that's leaving still play in your position that's going to be yours next season, even if we do get a replacement.
Yeah. This
is where Slot has to be careful, you know, because you see, if Slot keeps playing Trent, I'm not going to lie, that's sending out the wrong message. I'm ready to cook everybody. I'm ready to cook Slot, actually. This is going to go left. I tell you, I'm ready to cook, yeah? Arnie Slot has just won us the Prem, Cal. He is an amazing manager. But you see the favoritism stuff? It is starting to jar me, bro. And I was saying to Drift when we done the show, obviously use at Stamford Bridge, big up, yeah?
Yeah.
The Jota situation, bro. Stop playing Jota. For the love of God, Jota looks like he might be done. Even if he's not done, stop playing him, bro. Just play Luis Diaz. Or not even that. Play Darwin Núñez. We know he's gonna leave. But the way Darwin Núñez has been treated, come on, bro. And I know people say look at the header, whatever. Fair enough, the header was just shocking. But this is a guy that's been, no matter what he does in training, Slot don't care. Chiesa, no matter what he does in training, Slot don't care. These men are still being used as subs, Cal, and we made 6 changes. The manager got bare favourites, you know. It's either the manager's got favourites or he really doesn't rate them whatsoever. And I understand it. And I understand it if he doesn't rate them because, like, you see Núñez, people know how I feel about Núñez. I'm not going to go into it. I don't think Núñez is good enough. obviously it is best for all parties, but I still don't want to see man just not play whatsoever. It's disrespectful. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear it.
We're damaging his value as well. Do you know what I mean?
All right, we'll unpack the. In fact, I'll speak on it because obviously you guys did the post match.
Yeah.
The favoritism with Slot, I'm hoping it's only this season until he gets new players in. If it isn't and it continues into next season, I'm going to have a major issue with it because it was one of my pet peeves with Jurgen Klopp. I didn't want that with Arne Slot, and I understand you're going to play your best players, but favoritism is a big problem. As you said, what has Jota done to suggest he should start over Nunes at the moment? And that's saying a lot because, again, Nunes come on, he missed another flipping chance. Like, rinse and repeat in it. But at least he got a flipping chance.
I didn't see Jota do anything, bro.
I didn't see Jota do 10 men
yesterday.
So, again, I'm with you on that. But I'm hoping and praying to God that this is only happening because he hasn't got new players in. But I was shocked Chiesa come off the bench. How about that?
Yeah,
didn't look great when he came on. He got barged about and roughed up.
But when you don't play,
and he come on as a striker as well, which is not his position.
Yeah,
so it's like you're kind of
hanging him out to dry.
You're hanging him out, literally hanging him out to dry. I, again, can't crash out too much on Slot because he just won us a league, but he's not above criticism. But Jota was poor, man. And he keeps on playing him. And I'll be real with you. I think he starts against Arsenal for whatever reason. In fact, no. I think Diaz will start against Arsenal.
Diaz must start against Arsenal if you want to win the game.
Let's be crazy. Let's say it. Shout out to Jamie Phillips, who was the first person to even put this in the atmosphere. Luis Diaz has been our best striker this season.
Yeah, he has. I remember Jamie said it. Was it end of last year? He goes, I think Diaz is probably our best striker. Or he will be our best striker. I can't remember exactly what, but big up Jamie. Jamie said
Jamie's been pushing the narrative that Diaz should be playing as striker for Liverpool. Luis Diaz has been Liverpool's best striker this season.
He has. If we want to win games, you better put Diaz through the middle with the current strikers that we have and what they're doing for different reasons. Jota, it looked like he could be on a really bad decline. Nunes, no confidence, been told that he's not wanted. You're not going to get much out of him. And then you got Chiesa as well. Like, bro, what was that game, Cal, where we saw Chiesa and he looked vexed when he realized he wasn't going to get brought on? Was it the Spurs game?
Might have been, yeah. I think it was.
You just saw the look in his face and he was just like...
Yeah, deflated.
Me again? Oh, okay. Like, I don't know, man. Like, again, even though I am having a go at Slot, he's still an amazing manager. He still won us the league, and I'm not taking that away from him. Of course I'm not. And I still think we're going to go for the league next season. What I'm saying is, though, as a fan base, obviously we crave perfection. We know we won't get it, but we want to try and get close to perfection as possible.
Yeah.
The best way of us doing that is to rotate the squad better, because Gravenberch, who I'm a massive advocate you are as well, yeah, was running to the ground, bro.
Yeah.
We could see Gravenberch need the rest, played him. Like Gravenberch came off a season where he wasn't playing that much football, and now you want him to start every single game. The same thing with McAllister. Now, you could argue the manager looks at his squad and thinks, I don't like the players that I have. But we can all see they're not as good. Curtis Jones and Endo aren't as good as Gravenberch, but they still have qualities that can still be used in certain games. And that's why I feel like you got it wrong. Do you get what I'm saying? Big up Endo. Look at Endo's performance yesterday. I know everyone was like, whatever, drunk, hungover, out of form. Even Virgil just looked wasted. Endo was the only one fighting for that badge, bro. Endo was the only person. And that's what you get from Endo. He might not give you...
All right. No, I got to kind of correct what you're saying. I don't think players weren't fighting for the badge. I don't think that was the case. But there was definitely a lack of quality there. I don't think anyone looked like they weren't putting in maximum effort. I just think some of the players are below the standard that we want now.
I don't know. When I say that,
I don't think Harvey Elliott weren't playing for the badge yesterday, but he just got roughed up.
All right, I'll rephrase it. But you see Curtis Jones. Did you see the first goal where Jones slipped?
Yeah.
Did you see Jones walk back? He didn't run back.
No, I didn't see that.
Jones was literally just doing this. I kid you not. When I say walking, I'm talking the lightest jog. There was no urgency. That's what I mean, like fighting for the badge. So maybe it's a mixing translation. Maybe it's not necessarily fighting for the badge. Maybe you're right. It's more the effort. There wasn't that maximum effort that we expect from our players in every single game, no matter what. That effort wasn't there for me yesterday. You could see it. Players weren't doing. And again, remember, we won the league, so I understand it. I'm not crashing out because we lost the game. What I am still expecting is that we have standards, though. We are Liverpool, in it, and I get it. We didn't need to win that game. It does nothing for us other than we can get more points. So I understand that, and I'm not saying I wanted to lose the game. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if there's certain players though that you have to be careful. You see in a workplace where there's always people in your workplace, yeah, that can get away with more than others. Players like Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, whatever, needed to be careful yesterday because the manager is very meticulous for detail. He's looking at Harvey. And the reason why he's looking at Harvey is because Harvey's the one that spoke about his future. Yeah. So if someone asks you about your future, and you're saying, oh, do you know what? Yeah, like I want to stay here, but like I ain't had that many opportunities, but hopefully I can still be here. But it's up to management. The manager's listening to that interview, bro. Don't think he ain't listening. So your performance needs to be on point. This is what I'm saying. Players like Virgil is okay because Virgil's done his thing. You get what I'm trying to say?
Is there an argument to say that even yesterday, just a small sample size, is there an argument to say that everyone who was crashing out on Slot for playing Szoboszlai kind of has to take a step back and understand why he plays Szoboszlai in this system? Because do you now see why I've been saying Harvey has to be Salah's like backup in this system? Harvey can't play the 10 in this current system with this current personnel because he gets eaten alive.
All right, the sample size was very small, and you have to remember he wasn't playing alongside Gravenberch and McAllister. He was playing alongside Endo and Jones had a really, really bad game. Now, if you would have put in maybe Gravenberch, who can cover more ground potentially, it could have worked, but we don't know because the sample size ain't there for us. We've just seen a disjointed team with 6 changes and said, Harvey Elliott, like, bro, like, you wanted to play, and it's not ideal because no one really cares about this game. But brother, here's the thing, Cal. We could have lost 3-1, but we would have said Harvey. You see how we talk about Endo? That should have been Harvey as well. That's my argument, basically.
No, I agree. Harvey wasn't great yesterday. He got bullied yesterday. Got absolutely bullied off the pitch.
Hey, see, Lavia and Caicedo were acting like it was the Champions League final. The way they was carrying on was crazy. I can't even lie. They were moving like it's champos, bro.
No, they were.
It was mad.
They deserved the win, so I can't even get mad at them.
No, they fully deserved it because under strength Liverpool with 6 changes and a team that's just won the league, there was always going to be a drop-off. Do you know what I mean? There was always going to be a drop-off. So,
all right, let me help some supers. Musa says Trent shouldn't play again this season for all parties, for himself not to get booed and for the fans not to feel down because we're still celebrating the league. I agree with that.
I agree that he shouldn't play.
Mantis, what was Linda posting googly eyes for? No idea now.
No, man.
No idea. Big up to Gaz, our brother. Suarez and Steve were better players, more important to the team at their time. Then they left. We won leagues. Just saying, no stress. Aina, you're up, bro. Hear that? I don't know about Aina though, because I think Nottingham Forest got a 1-year extension day option on his contract.
Can he reject it though?
Sorry, go on.
Can he reject that, or they just add for it and that's it? You mean is it one of them clauses?
I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
I need to speak to Wolfie about that actually. Skip to my loose says Trent left. Trent, the LeBron of football, leaving his hometown. Difference is LeBron weren't really expected to win anything with his hometown, though, or challenge on a regular basis. Whereas Trent can win stuff. We've seen him win stuff.
Oh, I don't know, Cal. All right, so LeBron's team. All right, so. Actually, LeBron's team was like when Ja was there. LeBron had scrubs, so it is different. Yeah, but he was still expected
to stay,
to still be there, though.
Yeah,
you get what I mean? Yeah.
Mantis says, "Why are LFC fans mad? He's not going to a rival. Madrid are definitely our European rivals. Remember what Ramos did to Mo, and you're joining the snake." I hear that. Math says, if I'm him, I'm telling fans I'm a big man and I can do what I want. If I was crap, you wouldn't mind me leaving. Where's Flanagan and I? #loyalty. I do want to ask a question about that. I'll ask later.
Yeah.
Chock says that West Ham celebration now pees me off. Rat. Again, no, there was nothing decided at that point. Shane says if he gets given the mic after Palace, I'm crashing out. That would be the worst decision they could do.
Yeah, they should
That would be
not
such a
do
stupid thing to do. You'll Never Walk Alone 2.0 says never called Trent names, but he's not one of our Salam VVD stay and Scousers leave. Trent wants signing on fee. Liverpool, we are LFC for life. Trent is not. Get out.
We are LFC for life, and he don't want to be a part of that.
Jay Louise says Trent did everything Real asked him to do since last season, and he decided to say it right now because he wants to push Liverpool to let him leave and play the Club World Cup with Real. Do you reckon that could be why he's announced it now?
I can't lie. We should be giving in to any of his demands.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
No.
Official AMD speak says that celebration he did will come back to haunt him. Yeah, the memes are going to be rough when he plays bad next season. They're going to be really rough. But he's made his bed. He's got a lie in it. Planner Boy says he manufactured this. Real Madrid was not going to pay for his transfer, and he ran down the contract so he and his bro could get a big paycheck. LFC offered him. Shy Guy says, did you see Ibu's reply to Trent's post? Big L, LOL. I haven't.
Yeah. So there's two ways you can perceive it. Ibu's put 2 hearts and he's literally put big L, what the person said there, yeah. But it could be, I don't know if he means big loss or big love. You don't know.
Or I think he's saying big loss, as in big loss to the team.
But he could have put loss, he just put big L.
Yeah, true.
This is how people are saying. That's my centre back, you know.
Official AMD speak says he served Liverpool for 20 years. We may not like his personal aspirations, but fan base discounting contribution is mad. Fulfilled contract. I don't like the circumstances. Wish him well, just not against us. I agree with all of that apart from the wish him well bit. I don't wish him bad, but I don't wish him well either, if that makes sense.
I'm not wishing him well. I can just do what he's doing. Listen, you can't take away.
Well, but at the same time, this is what I'm saying. You can't forget about his contribution.
Yeah, you can't. Listen, I wish you could just wave that magic wand and you forget everything, but you can't, innit? Unfortunate. It's not even unfortunate. Up until he decided to leave, everything he done was for the club. What it is, though, is from this day, it's not for us anymore. And now he can piss off, kind of thing, innit? He can go about his business.
You'll Never Walk Alone 2.0 says, even though I hate United, Gary Neville, Roy Keane, Giggs are real legends, winning multiple titles with their local club. Trent could have been a legend. Again, we'll speak about that. Joshua Harvey says, very up and down emotions on Trent. I wish him well, but also think how he's dealt with it is bad. I think he fits in well at Madrid, full of egos. Madrid isn't a challenge. Legacy goes out the window. Shouldn't start anymore.
This is what I was trying to say. It's not really a challenge for him at Madrid at all.
It's not, no. Lakers says, shout out to Lakers, my brother Lakers. I'm excited, can finally stop covering for him. Yeah, I mean, that isn't another thing. I'll go out on a limb and say, even though I wanted Trent to stay, I'm excited to potentially bring in a more defensive-minded right back now.
Ibu can focus on actually being a centre back. Oh my days, tears in my eye. Actually, but I don't want to get too carried away.
Yeah,
Ibu hasn't signed his new deal yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Flipping now, bro. I just thought about that now.
Vitu says Bashetic should be back up right back to Bradley. Oh, Vitu, that's a bad way to start that super chat. Judas leaving means there's no excuse not to allocate big wages to bring in key players. We offered him 350k a week. Give that to Nico Williams, Isak, etc.
To Isak, not Nico Williams, though.
Yeah, not
as good
Nico
as I think Nico
Williams.
Williams.
In terms of you can spread that.
But I know what you mean. You can use the money. I hear it. Though. You can use the money. Yeah.
Shane says Rafinha gonna have that boy looking like Peter Griffin in the.
Listen, you know I'm a massive Rafinha fan. He's gonna cook up Trent.
Yeah, Madueke was having his way with Trent yesterday a lot still.
Yeah, and Madueke's playing off the left.
I know it was
off the left.
Weren't pretty. Gangan Deep says, I'm okay with Trent leaving, to be honest. Truth is, at Madrid, you are guaranteed major honours almost every year. At LFC, you're not, based on the culture of both clubs. They are ruthless and we aren't, which needs to change. I agree that we need to be more ruthless as a club.
I feel like I think we are kind of ruthless at times, though.
Nah, we're not.
Look at all right. Would you say letting people leave on a free is ruthless in a sense of like, you don't think so?
It's not ruthless at all.
No. From a
That's
player's
the
perspective,
exact opposite to ruthless, bro.
here I'm gonna say the player wants to stay, and we're saying no.
Ruthless is you don't want a player to stay as a club and you get rid of the player.
No. But here what I'm just saying. Maybe I've got it wrong. If Wijnaldum wanted to stay at Liverpool and we're saying no, we don't think you're good enough, is that not ruthless? Or have I got the concept wrong?
That's just saying that's just saving salary, bro. Let's be real.
You don't think that's ruthless?
Nah.
Fair enough.
Shout out to official AMD speaks again. Says people doing up Trent like the girl who you thought was Peng, but she rejects you. You're saying you're butters anyway. Facts. Timing all wrong, but forward we are LFC.
We are ruthless-ish.
Big up Jay, the activist.
Yeah, maybe it's tight.
Bobo right back. I don't know if Jay's actually saying this to try and trigger me or he actually believes it, but big up Jay, the activist. Shawnee S says Man United bigger. Owen, a legend. Pray for Cal. Lost his way. Okay, Matt, do you think Michael Owen's a Liverpool legend?
No.
Why not?
Because he left and went to Real Madrid.
So do you not think Trent is a Liverpool legend either?
I don't think he is anymore, bro.
How? How can they know, bro? Michael, bro, you know my thoughts on Michael Owen. Wait, hear me out here. Hear me out. Just take emotion out.
You didn't even let me land.
No, but just take emotion out.
But I am, bro.
No, hold on. So winning trophies and being integral to winning trophies doesn't mean it means you're not a legend. Come on, man.
Did Trent cement his legacy at Liverpool? Did he cement it?
Yes,
or did he bail out?
No, he's cemented. His legacy's cemented, bro.
I don't. There's two ways you can look.
Do you know what?
No. Wait. There's two ways you can look at it. There is a way you can look at it in your way and go, he's a legend. Look at what he's done for the club. 100%. But some people might look at it like he was on his way to becoming a legend. And if he would have stayed, and let's say he just won, let's say he only won like 2 more trophies, like majors, people might go say he's a legend. Some people genuinely might not have thought he wasn't a legend yet. Genuinely, like this isn't me trying to just suddenly just throw shade on Trent, by the way.
You know, if I asked you this time last year, you'd have said he's a legend.
I probably would have said he's on his way to becoming a legend.
You'd have said he's a legend.
No, but bruv, you know the word legend is like I know we joke about
Is Russia legend? Is he in Russia legend? Ian Rush.
Yeah, he's a legend still.
That should have been a yes automatically, bro.
He's a legend. No, but he did go Juve though. But he's a legend.
So he went Juve. Yeah,
he's
but that's my point. He went Juve, but he's still a legend, right?
But but Rush's body of work was longer than Trent's. You got to think about their body of work.
No, you're right. Trent's been here 8 years, and he's been integral to Liverpool's team for 8 years.
How long was Gerrard at the club for?
Who, Gerrard?
Yeah.
Oh, from being a kid?
Yeah.
It must have been like 30 years, maybe almost.
Remember, legend. Like legacy is a big part of you being a legend, isn't it? The legacy that you've left behind, bro.
Yeah, Trent's potentially leaving as top 3 right backs to ever play in the Premier League. Trent's leaving as potentially top 3 right backs to ever play for Liverpool Football Club. He's broken assist records. What are we doing here? He's been integral to winning.
He's a Premier. All right, let me rephrase it. Is he a Liverpool legend or a Premier League legend?
At this point, he's both.
I think he's a Premier League legend, but a lot of Liverpool fans will say he's not a Liverpool legend.
Yeah, no, Liverpool fans will say he's not a Liverpool legend right now because they're annoyed with him. And I get that, but we can't change history.
I'm not trying to change history, bro. I'm genuinely just saying, as Liverpool fans, we decide who our legends are. Is that not fair to say? Is that not fair? We choose who our legends are, right?
But if that's the case, then there's got to be criteria around it, then, no?
Of course, bro. All jokes aside, I think he was on his way to being a legend, bro. Do you know what legend means, bro? Like he was, if he wasn't a legend, he was literally just below. And by the time he would have left Liverpool, of course, he would have been a legend. Do you get what I'm saying? We can't. What I feel like we do at times, though, all jokes aside, is I feel like we give out the legendary status way too much. That's why, when we joke about,
for 20 years since he's been a kid, came through the academy, 2 Premier Leagues, Champions League. Are we forgetting corner taken quickly?
Yeah, bro, he's a Premier League legend, but is he you see, us as fans, we get to decide who our legends are. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I hear that, but no, I do get it. But when there has to be fairness.
I'm not
right?
eradicating. I'm genuinely thinking to myself, was he already a legend before he's just left now, if that makes sense? Or was he on his way to becoming a legend? This is me being genuine, by the way. I'm not trying to just rub out. Remember, I was the first person to say, I'm not going to rub out what he's done. It's a genuine question. Is that not fair to say? Is that not genuine to ask? Was he on his way to becoming a legend, or was he already a legend? And if so, do we have the right as fans to say he's still one of our own? He's not
one of our own anymore.
All right, then. So he's not one of our own, but we would still sit here and say he's a legend.
Yeah,
I guess so. Listen, if people want to say
he's tarnished his legacy, yeah, but he's still a legend. Owen tarnished his legacy, he's still a legend. All right, MA, that's strike number 1 for you, bro. I've told you guys as well, I don't do 3 strikes.
Do you really think? Get him out.
No, don't block him yet. It's 2 strikes with me. I don't do the 3 strike nonsense. Everyone's allowed to make a mistake. MA, that's the first time you said something stupid. Yeah. You said silly things before, MA, but it's the first time you said something really stupid. I'm not going to block you, but I will definitely start calling you out and embarrassing you on there. So it's up to you if you want to continue with your nonsense.
Just quickly,
go on.
Just the last thing I'm saying, I'm gonna let Drift say what he needs to say. If Trent, listen, is Trent a legend? You need to ask me that question. I think, if I'm being honest, not now, innit? I think to say like, someone's a legend, and you thought they were legendary, or you thought they will become a legendary, and then they just say that they're gone. That's a hard question to answer. That's me being so real, you know.
Fair.
I've really got to take my emotion out and really deep it, because he has won everything. And if you've won everything, you are perceived as a legend. But then I'm also battling with myself, so to speak, and I'm thinking, but we as fans get to choose who our legends are. Like, you've just decided to turn your back on us, so why should you now still be our legend? Does that make sense? Am I going mad? But you understand where I'm coming from.
I hear where you're coming from.
You understand the perspective, though?
Yeah.
I think it's each to their own, isn't it? It's each to their own in that regard. Because do you see Owen as a Liverpool legend, innit?
I don't like the guy at all, but he's a Liverpool legend. He has to be.
I don't see Owen as brother. You see, Michael Owen, I thought Michael Owen was the coldest striker, yeah, that we've had for years, but I don't see him as a legend anymore, bro. And that's me being so real. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Drift, the floor is yours, bro.
Evening, everyone. Apologies for the lateness. The funny thing is, I don't even want to give Trent any of my time, but I know the people want me to give my opinion, so I will. On this legacy thing, though, what you lot are talking about, I think both of you might have different opinions on what you call legacy, why you lot are like disagreeing, so to speak, on that one. And I think you was caught up in the emotion of Trent, Matt, when you paused for a second on Ian Rush. I can't lie, that was mad still.
No,
a 5-second pause on Ian Rush's legacy was a bit mad still.
No,
that's the only thing you did wrong in this conversation.
No, but obviously you got to remember this. You got to remember when he said Rush, yeah, my brain like wasn't really thinking. I thought, but wait a minute, Ian Rush went you, then obviously man had to, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like the pause looked crazy on the Ian Rush. That's the only.
Listen, I know Ian Rush is a legend, innit? But this is right now, yeah. Everything that's going through my mind right now is so conflicted on this idiot, yeah. And when I say idiot is me. That's just me being nice, really. People call him. People, I'm sure, will call him way worse.
Yeah.
The whole legacy thing. Maybe I'm not the best person to ask on that right now. He probably is a legend with what he's done in his footballing career for Liverpool. But at the same time, I'm like, no, but you just turned your back on us, bro. Imagine
bro.
Imagine being guys. Imagine we're going to war, and I just walked away. But Mama called me a legend, though. I was a legend because of all the other wars that I fought with you, man. But in this one war that you thought I was going to walk with you with, I walk away. Am I still a legend, guys? Am I still a legend?
No, Matt. All this
I turn around.
Trent, I get it. It was just the Ian Rush stuff that made me laugh because Matt is so angry right now that he's actually like forgetting who Ian Rush is for a second.
Yeah, I
that
did
was the only
forget.
bit that made me laugh.
I did
Big
forget,
up
I can't
Beige
lie.
as well. Beige, we'll talk tomorrow for real, brother. Big up Beige. I know Beige just messaged me. So on that legacy thing, this is what I'll say to you, and I'm going to use an extremely extreme example, but I'm using an extreme example to make it easier to understand. There's not one of us here and anyone in this chat right now that if it wasn't for what he was like as a person, would not say R. Kelly is the greatest musician, arguably only behind Michael Jackson. R. Kelly is on a whole nother level. But what he did as a person has completely ruined his legacy. And now, anytime anybody speaks about him, that's what they think about. So there's an extreme example to make this example.
Very
No, but that's to make it very easy for even the simpletons to understand.
It's
Trent is a legend, but his
that's
legacy is ruined. And now, whenever we talk about him, we'll remember this. That's it. It won't be all the things he'd done. It will be when he ducked out on us. So the extreme example is for people to understand. It's not comparable, but anyone with common sense will understand. Extreme examples are the best way to get people's attention. Absolute legend ruined his legacy. That's what it is. And now people don't think about music. They think about what he did. No one will think about football. They'll think about what he did. Simple. So he's a legend, but his legacy's ruined.
That's
Simple.
what I said.
That's the easiest way to look at it. He's a legend, but when you ruin your legacy, nobody gives a shit you're a legend. And I think that's what Matt was trying to allude to. It's like,
Matt said he's not a legend. I've said what you just said is what I've said. No one likes Owen. No one's gonna like Trent. But they're both legends.
The last thing I said, I don't know if you remember. The last thing I said is he probably is a Premier League legend, a Liverpool legend. But I said I'm probably the wrong person to ask because I said ask me later on down the line. Because I said I'm emotional, so I can't give you an honest answer. But he probably is a legend, though. I said that. That was the last thing I said. But yeah, go on, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, on the Trent thing, like I said, I don't really want to give this brother any more energy, you know. Like I really don't. But I'm not gonna change my stance. He's a rat, and he's just ruined everything by leaving. I don't really understand. I mean, I heard you talking about the whole why has he said it now? I can think of two reasons why I think he said it now. One reason is what Matt pointed out, which is I think he wants to go and play in the Club World Cup, and he thinks this is the best way to say it now because obviously the Club World Cup is in 3 weeks, I think. So they'd have to start maneuvering the move from now if it was going to happen. So that he would already be a Real Madrid player by the time the tournament comes around. I think they have to register the players for that tournament in at the end of May. So he's only got maybe 2 or 3 weeks or something to actually become an official Real Madrid player in order to go to that tournament. So that could be one of the reasons why he's doing it now, maybe because it's all part of this plan to do that. Whether Liverpool actually accept the fee or whatever, I don't know. But maybe 10 mil now actually works for the club because 20 mil in January didn't make sense when we were trying to win a trophy and we were far from it being confirmed. Now everything's done. Maybe they'll see 10 mil is better than nothing and just go in it. You're go, whatever the hell. Who cares? Go.
10 mil drift. The compensation rumors on the internet is it's a million or less. It's not going to be 10 mil.
Oh, well, whatever it is, I think maybe at this point the club might think better than that and we don't need him anymore, innit? Even £1 million right now would be better than nothing, I guess. And maybe that's what they're looking at it innit? Who knows? So there's either that side, which I agree it could be with Matt, or there's the other side where the club themselves are actually rah, you really did turn your back on us. All this negotiate, we thought you would, bun you. Release the thing, Trent didn't know it was getting released. But the club are bun you. You don't want to be here. Go deal with the backlash.
No, because he released a video on his own Twitter first.
Yeah, but maybe he was forced to do that by the club saying they're going to do it as well. Maybe it's oh, well, I better get ahead of it because the club are going to do, because I can't think of any other reason why he would ruin his last ever game at Anfield by the potentials of being booed or at least not applauded. Being on a parade is going to feel really weird now because we know that you're ducking. Even the mood of some of the other players. There might have been some players who might not have fully been in the know. We maybe could have even kept that. Now everybody just knows. So everyone around him, all the fans, everyone, all Trent has done, if he's got to finish being a Liverpool player until June the 1st and miss going to the Club World Cup, all he's done is made himself more uncomfortable and made himself more of a target, which is extremely fucking weird.
Yeah.
Extremely weird. It's either the most obnoxious, narcissistic, I think I'm a bad man thing anyone can ever do. Like, who gives a damn about any of you lot? I'm the shit. What? It's either that or it is the most unthought through, dumbest, oh shit, I've made a boo-boo he's ever done in his whole life. I don't know what. I don't know.
It was
what's
coordinated though. The reason why, because the fact that he done it and then literally I think a minute later Liverpool, yeah. But again, I don't. A random bank holiday Monday, there's games left for us to play. Now you're going to be the talk of Liverpool instead of us, and are obviously winning the title.
And what if that was in? What if it was on purpose, Matt? Have you seen anything so selfish? If he's deliberately thought, let me make it about me. How selfish would that have been?
But then I would have no. But you know the only reason why I'm gonna say I don't think it was that is because Liverpool reacted so quickly to the point where they would have been briefed. That's the only reason why. If he would have sent out his post and Liverpool would have responded, say half an hour later, I would have been like, "Yep, I can tell he went on his own. Liverpool didn't know, and now they're having to kind of like react to something that he's done." But because it was so coordinated, Drift, I think the times were literally within a couple of seconds of each other. That's how mad it was.
That means he is. That means he's going to the Club World Cup. Then he's going to the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
And if I'm being totally honest with you, call me petty, call me bad mind, whichever way you want to spin it. I would actually, if it was me in charge of Liverpool, I'd be like, how many times that tournament come around? Once every 4 years. You might not be about for the next one. Fuck you. You ain't going nowhere. But you want to go around playing big tournament. Fuck off. I don't give a shit. I'll make you sit there. I ain't taking no money for you. You can sit down on your Liverpool contract till June the 1st. You can have a face like a slap fish on that parade bus if you want or whatever. And bun you, bro. That's what I would do personally because I'm petty like that. If you lot know already, I'm loyal to a T. But if you turn your back on me, I could be one of the worst people you've ever known in your life. And he's turned his back on us now. So fuck him. I really don't give a shit what he wants. It is about Liverpool now. And for Liverpool, it will be about him crashing and burning. Because all the people are saying, wish him well. Nah. No chance. You play for the enemy now. See those people who say, wish him well. What are they going to say when we draw Real Madrid in the Champions League next year? Huh? You're going to wish him well? Yeah? Nah, I heard what Matt said, and I agree. I want his blood clot, cooked, barbecued, and fried. I want whoever's on our left wing to tear him a new one. I want him on the floor. I want him getting substituted at Anfield because he can't fucking take the pressure. I want him having that same dumbass look on his face that Coutinho and Suarez had when they got absolutely bamboozled and mugged at Anfield when we won 4-0 and we went through to the Champions League final. You remember that bereft, bamboozled, but at the same time, oh shit, I remember this. Look on Coutinho and Suarez's face when they were taking kickoff for 4-0. Do you remember that look? I want Trent to have that exact same fucking look with his boyfriend Bellingham when they're like, oh shit, this is what it's like when you're on the other end of that beating. That is what I want Trent to feel about wish him luck. Wish him luck, which part? The only thing I'll never wish on a man is injury. I want his career to crash and burn now that he's left Liverpool. I don't give a fuck what happens to him. No, I'm being big and serious, bro. I don't give a fuck what happens to him. Call me harsh, call me raggo, whatever you want.
No,
the
but
man
it's
left Liverpool. The man's left Liverpool when we're in our peak and he's in his peak. There is no reason for him to leave Liverpool. And I heard what Matt was saying about who are the biggest teams. And I agree and I disagree with both of you. Real Madrid are a bigger team than Liverpool. That's a fact. Globally, they've got more fans, they've won more trophies, and their pool around the world is bigger than Liverpool's. There's no point us being delusional and sit down and have a conversation about whether that's true or not. I think it's an argument any other club. I'd probably put Barcelona above us, but I still think Liverpool-Barcelona is a proper argument and a conversation. I think Real Madrid just sit above everyone. I don't think we can ever truly ever say anybody is as big as Real Madrid. That being said, though, I fully agree with Matt that the level ain't much different. We are an elite club. We should be a destination. And leaving Liverpool for Real Madrid, your excuse cannot be to win things. I have ambition and all that stuff. Fuck all that. That is not a good enough excuse. Liverpool are still the top of the tree. And you are not bigger or better in any way, shape, or form than Virgil and Mo, who both said this is the place to be and gave their lives or the end of their careers to Liverpool. So Trent can't do none of that. I'm leaving to win. Because if you think Trent's got more ambition than Salah, slap yourself right now. Slap yourself right now. Ain't no world anyone ever living in where Trent Alexander-Arnold has got more ambition and he's got more pride than Mo. Mo Salah is literally the most dedicated to greatness player possibly to ever play for Liverpool. I swear to you, if you look at that man's consistency, the way he lives his life, everything about Mo is for absolute greatness. Absolute greatness. And you are telling me that he's got less ambition than Trent then? Get out of it. You ain't PR spinning none of that bullshit. None of that bullshit. Trent has gone for one or two things. He's going to be a Hollywood star, like Matt said. Again, another thing I agreed with. Man might be looking at all Vinnie Jones and them, man there. Man might want a movie career, Matt. That might be what he wants when he finishes.
This is what I'm saying.
The Liverpool, brother. He might want a movie career. And he wants to go and be Cristiano Ronaldo level and all that crap. Yeah. And go and do all of that. Or it's for the paycheck. And I don't know if anyone see Mo Chatra's tweet today. Very interesting, because you know Mo Chatra is a money man. And he said, don't get it twisted. It's about money. And again, I'm not saying Mo's gospel, but Mo's got a lot more information than we do. So all I'm saying to everyone is, have your opinions, it's fine. If we all differ, that's what football's about. I love difference of opinion. You don't have to agree with me. I'm not saying what I'm saying is gospel. But people wanted my opinion, and that's my opinion. Bun Trent all day, every day. Put down the traps, because we need to catch the rodent. And if I'm being honest with you, I couldn't give a fuck what happens to Trent from now on. I couldn't. And he better not play again. I wouldn't boo him, because I kind of disagree with booing a player that plays for your team. I kind of do disagree with that. If you got the red shirt on, when you're wearing that red shirt, I don't know if I agree with booing. I don't know. So I'm kind of against him being booed. But Matt might have said it. No, I think Cal might have said it best. Just keep quiet. Silence is a killer. Anyone ever seen how mad your girl gets when you don't respond? It's worse than when you respond. Don't say nothing. Don't applaud him. Don't speak. Don't clap. Don't boo. Don't nothing. Air him out. Air him out. Don't give him nothing. When they say Trent Alexander-Arnold on the PA, let Anfield be silent like a library. And that will hit him way worse than booing him or any of the abuse and all the other stuff you want to do. Trust me, air him out. Air him out.
Do you think he will get booed?
100%. People will boo him. Some people will. Not loads, though. Some
I
will.
don't
know if he'll get booed. I don't know.
I think there'll be a minority, personally.
There'll be a small portion.
Yeah.
Remember, it's not all scouters at Liverpool games. So there are tourists there. There are people from different parts of the world. There are people
of
from
course,
parts of the country. It's not just all scouts in the stadium. A large majority are scousers.
The Scousers might feel more hurt, though, bro. I don't even know if you can say the Scousers that won't boo.
I don't know.
They probably feel more hurt than we do, bro.
Here's the thing. On the morning show today, I spoke to James Redmond and Tom Little. Shout out to both of them. Both got contrasting opinions. Are both Scousers.
That's what I'm saying. So I think there might be Scousers that might boo, Cal. Being a Scouser doesn't mean you won't boo. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, but that's what I'm saying. It will be I don't think it'll be the majority of the crowd that booing, because I don't think the majority of the crowd will be Scouse.
Yeah. Plus, and again, I don't actually agree with booing a player when he's actually got your shirt on. There is a part of me that kind of thinks that is it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not quite. I mean, unless you did something diabolical.
Yeah, I think it depends on.
Do you know what I mean? Like something that was an outside of football based diabolical bit of behavior, then that's totally different, isn't it? But like if it's football based, I don't think for any football decision you should really ever boo a player who's wearing the shirt still. But just air him out.
Can I ask you both a question before we move on to the other topics? If he got a fee for Liverpool, would you both still consider him a snake? Well, more so yourself, Drift. Would you consider him a snake or a rat?
I agree with Matt again on this one. I think that there's a little bit that will always still think of him in a snake, the same way we think of Coutinho, for example, as a snake.
It's not just
Coutinho. As you say, he got us the biggest fee we've ever earned, and we still call him a snake. So you're right.
But you know what? Sterling as well. Sterling got 50 mil for Sterling. He's still called a snake. So,
but again, I can't remember which one of you it was who said it's about your attitude and your behavior as well, though, not just about whether you get the fee. I can't remember which one of you said that earlier. And when you look at the situation with Coutinho, I think the reason why people feel the way they feel about him was the fake injury and then the transfer request. I think that was the part that made people annoyed, because Xabi Alonso, for example, left Liverpool. Nobody booed him because, and I know Cowser, when he said this, he left in the right way. Alonso left Liverpool in what you can consider the right way. If you're going to leave a football club, he left in the right way. Whereas Coutinho pretended he was injured, did the whole bad back, rare. Then he handed in transfer request and he left like a dickhead. So I do believe the fee probably wouldn't change much.
I'm not even trying to hit him, but you both wanted him back and forgave him, though.
Yeah,
well, Coutinho.
Time's a healer. And
but it wasn't that long. So
no. But with the Coutinho stuff, I remember when he announced that he was, well, when we found out that he was officially going or whatever, bruv, me and Drift,
we
must have done
out.
about
we crashed out, but
we crashed out like 4 videos, bro.
A year later, when we were linked with him, you guys were saying you wanted him back and all that. And I'm not even.
But that was after two things, though, Cal. That was after I read an article. I don't know how true the article is, but I read an article where he said there are parts of him that regret leaving Liverpool, and especially how it happened. And that's when I remember I was like, well, if he apologizes, then we'll accept him back because apologies are accepted over here. That was a joke I was running after I read that article. And secondly, bro, there's always going to be a part of me, and I know this sounds like I'm being a hypocrite, but there's always going to be a part of me that understands a little bit more a player who grows up in an environment where Barcelona and Real Madrid are your pinnacle.
Is their dream.
It is your dream. When your dream is Liverpool, when you're living the dream, and then you duck out, it might sound bad, man, but I have less understanding and more vim for you. I just do. Like, I like, for me, that part there, do you get what I mean? That's the bit there where it's almost like, maybe it's patriarchal. I don't know what it is, but like, it's that
you're
part
right,
there is the part that makes me
see
McAllister,
bruv, I hope McAllister retires at Liverpool, but I'm also know that McAllister at some point probably will end up playing for Real Madrid or Barcelona. Because you see, Argentinian and Brazilians, they've always, as kids, they've always dreamt of playing for one of those two teams. That's why it was the same thing with Coutinho. We didn't expect this from Trent. This is what I'm saying. So that's why it's so different.
Is the basis then, because he's Scouse, is that what it is then? Because I'm trying to get to the bottom of it.
No, that's the cherry on the top that makes it.
But
like
that to me is not the cherry on the top. That to me is the actual cake. The cherry on the top for me is him leaving on the free.
Then that's even worse. Then
no, I'm saying no. I'm gathering that is the cake from most people why they're upset, because we keep on talking about fee, but we've seen other players leave for a fee and they still get called snake. For me, I think most people are upset, and again, they've got every right to be. I'm not telling people how to think and feel, but they're upset because he's a Scouser who's come through the academy, played for Liverpool, as you said, and he said his dream is pinnacle to play for Liverpool, and now he's leaving. I don't think it's to do with fee. I don't think it's to do with him leaving on a free. I think those are all cherries on the top. The actual cake and the substances, if he wasn't Scouse, I don't know if there'd be a crash out like this.
No. There'll still be a crash out, but not as much. Like,
but that's what they said. Like, I don't think there'll be a crash out like this.
He's one of our own. We felt the same way when we thought Gerrard was going to leave, bro. Like,
Carl, I'm not gonna lie, revision it, like we crashed out. They just weren't social media, but we crashed out on Gerrard.
Of course we did. Of course we did.
Look at all the players.
It was because he was Scouse, right? While we felt more.
So that goes to my next question. Sorry to cut you, Matt, because I want to get the other topics in as well.
Yeah.
Was he damned from the beginning then, if that was the case? Because him leaving in any capacity would have,
if I'm being honest, he kind of was. No, but here's the thing. Look at La Masia quickly. All the people that go through La Masia, like Xavi and Iniesta, like none of them wanted to leave when they were in their prime, did they? None of them. And they never even looked anywhere else, bro. But you think Real Madrid, I remember Real Madrid even tried to get Iniesta. But there's so many teams that probably wanted to prize them away, and they never strayed, bro. They stayed with their local club, so to speak, like how, because it's been ingrained with them and they understand what it means to them. So how can we have a slow? Just last thing.
We're going in full circle then, Matt, to what your first question was then.
Yeah, how can we have a slogan? It means more, and one of our own says, "No, it really doesn't."
No, he's the one who said it means more, Matt. Don't forget that part.
No, but he's
contradicted
slogan.
himself along.
Yes, he has.
And do you want to know another thing?
But that's our slogan, if that makes sense, though. That's our thing, innit?
Another
When
reason why it's
emotional
different as
club.
well, Cal, yeah, when it's free and not, is when there's a fee, you also know that there's a massive element where the club are also responsible. So you have another party that you can point blame at. So if the club accept the fee, there's also a point where, all right, why is the club accepting that? And then they take away some of the responsibility a bit from the player as well, which eases the pressure off the player just a bit. But when the club aren't involved at all and it's solely down to the player, there's no one else to crash it on but the player. So even when Coutinho left, even when Torres left, even when all these players left that we did crash it on, the club was still involved. The club still got a say. The club was still part of the decision making. On Trent, the club can't do anything. So there's nobody else to point the finger at. Nobody, literally nobody else to point the finger at. And if it is to be true that he was offered that money that the rumors have been, then the club kind of did their part. Because I remember everyone saying it would depend how much the club did to try and keep him. If the club did offer him the amount,
he was offered that eventually, not at the beginning.
Bro, it's irrelevant when it was offered. If it was offered and he turned it down, he's turned it down.
I'll tell you why it's not. Because if you, all right, let's say you're caught in a woman and there's another guy potentially on the scene, and you treat that woman bad at the beginning, and the other guy starts getting into her ear, you can't then months later start treating her like a princess and expect her not to have feelings for this other guy. That effectively,
but if you're already in a relationship with her, in that scenario, I would still believe that it's for her to give you one more chance, considering you've got the history and the love together, than to go with a new random guy.
I hear you, but
somewhere down the line is probably going to change anyway.
Courting, though, so you're not. So you're.
No, I said courting.
But courting can't be the same, though, bro. Because
but even at the same time, if
it has to be a marriage. It has to be a marriage. It has to be you and your wife and you've been married.
No, you're right, Drift. I hear what you're saying. But at the same time, if you're treating your spouse badly.
No, but how can we say that the club are treating him badly, not giving him what he wants? That doesn't mean they're treating him badly, bro. Giving him 200 when he wants 300 isn't treating him badly. It might not be valuing him as much as he values himself, but it's not treating him badly. Treating him badly would be saying, right, you need to get a pay reduction. That's treating him badly, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? That would be like, whoa, what's going on here? You want to give me less money? But they still give him a bonus. They just didn't give him a bonus like he wanted. He's on 180 grand a week.
I'm just saying there's more to the story in it. As I said, I'm frustrated, annoyed. I'm disappointed he's leaving, but there is more to the story. Look, let's move on to the next topic in Super Chat so we can be out of here at 11:30. Dean Huijsen, who currently plays for Bournemouth, is currently in the process potentially of making his decision on where he'll be going to next. Liverpool's a potential destination, Chelsea's a potential destination, Newcastle and even Real Madrid have been linked with the Bournemouth centre-back. In your opinion, and Matt, I'll start with you. Who has the best chance of getting Dean Huijsen and why, in your opinion?
I say it's a tie between us and Chelsea. You're not going to go Arsenal, in my opinion, because they've got
Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal was mentioned. It was Liverpool, Chelsea, Newcastle, and Real Madrid, I believe.
Well, I saw Fabrizio say it's between Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool today.
Okay, cool. Let's throw Arsenal.
Not going Arsenal. They've got too many centre backs already. I'll tell. We know he loves a centre back, but I think they've got way too many. So I don't
have you heard the latest rumors?
I know the Saliba thing. Saliba's. I
never know, bro. You never know.
You never know. But okay, unless I see Saliba news really pick up, then maybe.
The only reason why I think there could be a little bit of truth to that rumor, just a little bit, because normally I'm like, oh, bullshit. It was a French publication. That's strange. If it was Spanish, I would have just laughed it off. But because it's a French publication, that's a little bit strange.
But
that they've decided
Real Madrid pay for players, or are they going to want him to run down his contract? All right.
No, but the difference is Arsenal do have a very strict regime now where they refuse to lose players for small fees. So because he's got 2 years left on his deal, this is the summer they'll sell him if they're going to sell him. It will either be sign a new deal or go. So it's a very precarious summer.
All right, let me quickly. So
really quick, you said about Arsenal. Is their situation again current situation, because we don't know what will happen with Saliba? Is their current situation that dissimilar to ours though?
No, because they got
Saliba and Gabriel, their main
Gabriel, Calafiori can play there, and they got Kyria. In an emergency, I say they got Ben White that can play. They got enough. You're gonna find it hard to convince Huijsen to go. That's just in my opinion. Let me move on to the next one.
Huijsen better than the others apart from Saliba and Gabriel? He is, of course
Yeah,
he is.
no. But I want to move on from Arsenal.
It might be a bit early to say that.
Let me move on from Arsenal.
He's better than the others.
Guys, Arsenal
Better than
not
Ben
my,
White.
they're not my favourites.
Say at this stage of his
As a
career, he's better
centre-back,
than
yeah.
Ben White.
Guys,
Yeah,
Arsenal not the favourites in
First
my
time.
opinion. Chelsea or Liverpool will get him in my opinion. The reason I say is this. We're champions. There's a question mark over Ibu. So therefore, Huijsen's already thinking, well, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's going on with Ibu. If Ibu does go, I'm walking straight into that team. He believes he'll walk into that team. Let's. He will look at that and go, all right, cool. I'm definitely starting. That's how he will look at that, in my opinion. Then you go over to Chelsea. Let's keep it a buck. All their centre backs are trash. There's a reason why they are where they are in the league. I know they beat us. I understand all that. But if you're Chelsea, you want better than what you have right now. Badashili, dead food. Colwell, overrated. I've said it from time. Mad overrated. Don't rate him at all. Really like that at all. I just think he's very, very average. They had to bring back my man from flipping loan. Chalobah, Trevor. They brought back Trevor. Huijsen walks into that team. What Chelsea can do, which is different from us, they'll throw all the money. Not
just the money, the flipping
and the
contract.
But this is what Chelsea will do, though. What we won't do. They'll probably give him a release clause, knowing that they'll just have him for like a 3 to 4 period, 3-4 years, and he will go Real Madrid. That's the only thing I'll say Chelsea might have the slight edge. One, I think they'll play higher wages, and not only that, he walks into their first 11, bro. He automatically becomes their best centre back, in my opinion.
Shout out to Chalobah's parents still, because in big millennial 2020 plus, or in the naughty, should I say, whatever you want to call it, that man there kept the name Trevor alive. I rate that.
His name's not Trevor, it's Trevor.
Oh, Trevor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Trevor is a proper 80s and older name, innit? Like that was mad surprising.
There's two things I didn't expect to see in 2025. Trevor, I'm just gonna say Chalobah or what is it? What's his name again? What did Cal say his name was?
Trevor. So it's Trevoh.
Trevor.
Oh, okay,
Trevor.
okay.
Yeah. Trevor.
Yeah.
Trevor.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to see him starting at centre back in 2025, and the other one, Dominic Calvert-Lewin still at Everton in Big 2025. These are two things that you just don't expect to see, bro.
His contract's done, man.
Bro, Rocky Calvert-Lewin at 2025 is crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Pick up Everton. That's your legend. But yeah, he walks into Chelsea's team, bro. I think for us it's different. I'm hoping that we keep Ibu and we get Huijsen. If we do that, I think we've done very, very good business. I'll be real. Do you know what I'm saying? But Huijsen, though, he's got the same agent. If I'm not mistaken, it's the Chelsea. There's a link between his agent and Chelsea. I can't remember what it is, though.
Caicedo.
Is that what it is? Is it Caicedo? I remember Fabrizio mentioned that they got good relations. And we know how we got played for that. You know how we got played for that, innit? We got played bad, bro.
Yeah.
Klopp actually spoke about that. We kind of didn't get played. We just tried to take a chance. It didn't work out. Klopp actually spoke about it.
Say that again, sorry?
We didn't get played. Klopp spoke about it. He said literally Caicedo and Chelsea had an emotional attachment. We tried our luck and it just didn't work out. We didn't get
I
played.
know, but the agent encouraged us to make the bid, though, to say that. So basically, we said, would you be interested in signing? The agent said, yes, we would be. The deadline, we will sign for you. Obviously, Chelsea were like,
well, no, he said he would sign.
They did it to make sure that Chelsea made the bid because Chelsea were and ahhing. They used us to make sure they. I don't know.
I think the question was, would he play for Liverpool? Yes, he would have left Brighton for Liverpool.
Yeah.
But I don't think they expected Chelsea to make the bid until Chelsea made the bid. But when Chelsea made the bid, it was done.
All right, Cal.
That's what I'm saying, Cal. They used us to make the bid.
Watch this.
They didn't use us. We used ourselves.
Watch this, Cal. You've got the best memory. Man. Do you remember about 6 months prior? Do you remember Caicedo wrote a letter about wanting to join Arsenal?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he doesn't.
All right, then.
No, but after that,
no, Cal. Let me land quickly. So he made an emotional letter to let him out of Brighton because he wants to sign for Arsenal, but apparently his dream was to play for Chelsea.
Yeah, because the guy just wanted to go to a big club, bro.
We got played.
He's a mercenary, man.
We got played.
I don't know if we got played, bro.
The agent used Liverpool. Don't get me wrong.
Let me rephrase. Shall I rephrase it?
We brought it on ourselves, but the agent used Liverpool.
We got punked. We got punked. I'm being real. We got punked now.
I don't blame the club for anything with the Caicedo thing, and I can't really crash out on Caicedo. Like,
no.
No.
We didn't do nothing wrong, Cal. No, Cal. We didn't do nothing wrong in terms of we saw a player and we thought if he's available, yeah, we'll try and get him. But what I'm saying is, Cal, is even though we tried and we had the right to try.
Sorry to cut you. Are you stupid or are you dumb? Which one is it? Are you stupid or are you dumb? When have you heard me blame the club about the Caicedo deal?
I think his ears are full up with
No, which one is it? Which one? Put it in the chat. Are you stupid or are you dumb, Esse? Which one is it?
Is that not the same question?
That's why I want to know, because Esse clearly is one of the two. And I'm guessing Jerome is as well. Because when did I blame the club? When have I blamed the club? You dumb twats don't listen, man. You lot are really peeing me off today. I've kept it really stum today. Some of you really do push the envelope. If you want to start saying silly things, I'll start saying rude things as well. So Jerome, Esse, are you stupid or are you dumb? Which one is it? I'll wait for you to put another comment in the chat.
Laugh. Man's angry. I'm laughing. I'm trying to lighten the mood.
Which one is it? When are you going to respond? Since you're so quick to say something cheeky, when are you going to respond? Are you stupid or are you dumb? Which one is it? Don't go quiet now, Esse. Don't go quiet now, Jerome. Don't be a little man now. Be the big man. Go on.
Maybe they had a power cut.
No. You can't be stupid and dumb and have a power cut. You can't be that bad. Come on.
Maybe the electric one.
If anyone else has got something stupid to say, then you know what's coming next as well. So let that be a warning, innit? Go on. What are you saying, boys?
Yeah. But what I was saying is, even though we were right, because again, I don't know why that person even said what he said. It don't make no sense because we're all agreeing. By the way, what I'm saying is that I still feel like we got played because even though Liverpool had every right to go for the player, and the agent definitely said, yeah, my client played Liverpool. As soon as Chelsea came in, it was just like imagine we won the bidding war. So really and truly, you should honor that. But that emotional attachment,
he'd already committed to Chelsea, bro. You know what it was.
What I'm saying is, but he
Chelsea
already
might not make the bid. Liverpool make a bid, and then he'll either come to you because you win the bid, or it'll make Chelsea make a bid, and then we'll go Chelsea. The agent played us.
Yeah, that's how I feel. We got punked because, and remember the same thing with Arsenal. Remember, he wrote the love letter to Arsenal. You know.
Yeah, I know.
Do you get what I'm
just
saying?
wanted out. Maybe he's scared of seagulls. I don't know, but he just wanted out of Brighton.
He wanted the peas.
They're pretty brutish down there, so I'm not gonna lie. Maybe that's why he wanted to go.
I'll never forget that though. Man wrote a love letter to Arsenal. Then said like, I don't think Chelsea gonna bid for me. Liverpool win the bidding war. We now agree a fee. Then Chelsea say, nah, fam. That's a madness.
All right, one word answer then.
Yeah, go on.
Does he leave Bournemouth this summer? Yes or no, boys?
Huijsen?
Yes, 100%. 100%. Doesn't
I'll
stay.
say 70-30.
One word answer. Yes or no?
70-30 is a one word answer, bro.
No, it's not. It's 2 words.
How can 70-30 be a one word answer?
Because if you write it down, there's no space.
There's a hyphen, so it's still 2 words. Yes or no? Is he staying or going?
Are we doing Blade Runner year 70-30, fam?
Yes or no?
If you want one word, probably.
Cool. Who has a better chance of getting him, in your opinion, Drift? Liverpool or Chelsea?
Real Madrid.
Fair dues. All right, boys, I'm going to ask this question for the next topic, and I'm going to quickly run Robbie upstairs because he's got out of bed. Nico Williams has been linked with a move to Liverpool by Lewis Steele. Now, Lewis Steele isn't the most credible but he has got a big name in the industry as a journalist. It's also come out today that there is no concrete evidence that there's going to be a new deal offered to
Luis Diaz.
If Luis Diaz were to go and Nico Williams was a replacement, how would you guys feel? I'll be as quick as I can. Give me a sec, boys.
I'll be peed off.
All right, let's start with.
He's not good enough. He's not an upgrade on Diaz.
I'm gonna be so real. I was very, very like high on us getting Nico Williams like last year. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of like he's stalled heavily this year. And I'll be so real, there's potential there, but he ain't better than what we have right now. He ain't better than Diaz. He ain't better than Gakpo. He ain't better. He don't get me wrong. There's a player there, but we haven't got time to develop a player to turn him into even what Cody Gakpo or Diaz is now. Do you get what I'm saying? There's potential, but he's not there. He's not there. I don't want him now either. No. He's not there.
No, I if I'm being honest with you, Matt, I don't think he'll ever be that guy.
You don't think so?
I think he's just a good winger, and that's it. You know them ones. You know sometimes you're a good
trying
winger.
To check his stats quickly for this year,
and that's it.
I'm listening.
It doesn't always need to be that you're the superstar, and he's just a good winger, and that's it.
Ooh, his stats are not looking very good either.
If it was a situation where we didn't have any left winger and he was who we were going after, then I'd probably be like, all right, cool. This is the angle we're going down. Let's see if we can develop this kid as much as we can. But when we got 2 left wingers at the club already that I think are very good and are better than him, I see no need. I absolutely no need.
Both are better
for us to go and buy him. Both are better. They are, without a shadow of a doubt. Gakpo and Diaz are both better players than Nico Williams. What is the point apart from him being younger than Diaz? That's the only argument anyone can bring me, that he's 5 years younger. But I don't necessarily think that matters.
The only thing he has that's different from our other 2 wingers is that he's rapid. That's the only thing. But just because you're rapid, though, you still got to be able to have almost like you still got to have a complete game, so to speak. You can't just be fast and you're just quick. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So with Nico Williams, his stats this season, like,
would you? If I ask you, I know we always do this because we like to give him a lot of shit. If I said to you, who would you prefer to have at Liverpool?
I know who exactly you're gonna say. I know you're gonna say Jeremy Gordon.
No, Jeremy Doku. Who would you take at Liverpool? Jeremy Doku or Nico Williams?
I think I might take Williams, you know. You see Doku? Even though Doku's front of his page, Doku don't really get the productivity though. Doku's productivity is wayward.
I'm just trying to gauge where you're
chat saying none.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to gauge where your Williams level is in it, because we all consider Doku like, maybe it's a bit harsh to call him a failed winger, but like we don't really like. We know there's talent, but he just don't.
Nico Williams has more. Do you know what it is? When I think about it now, Nico Williams has way more composure, and I don't even think he's the most composed. Remember, we've seen at least Nico Williams. I've seen a lot of him in the Liga this year, yeah, and he hasn't been that great. But I still ain't gonna forget what he done in the Euros as well, innit? In a better team as well. Do you get what I'm saying? There's potential there. With Doku, yeah. Doku's that one player that, like, if he just had composure, he'd actually be world class. You know, if Doku had composure, he'd be world class. I'm being dead for real, you know.
Yeah, well, the reason why I ask about Doku as well is because
if you have no composure, you can't take your game anywhere. Like, and he lacks composure. So if you lack composure,
I hear you. But I'm gonna be honest with you though. The one thing I'll give Doku a little bit of credit for, yeah, even though we do laugh and we joke about him, one thing I'll give him credit for, I think Doku might have the most successful take-ons of any winger in the league, maybe even the world. Like, even though there's no end product at the end of it, bro, I rarely ever see him fail to get past his fullback. He gets past his fullback every time.
Well, what does he do? It's
the weirdest thing that he is so poor when it comes to the assisting bit afterwards. But if we're talking about one-on-ones, he might be like one of the most scariest one-on-one wingers in the world.
No drift, he is. All right. he is the left-sided Adama Traore in a different way. So Adama Traore will just
I
kill
think he
you.
gets past his wingers more than Adama used
No,
to.
I'm talking prime Adama. Prime. You know, prime Adama didn't even have no skill. Just kick the ball, shift, gone. You can't catch him.
Yeah.
Just prime
Like,
Adama. You can't stop him.
It is so weird. Doku must be the most frustrating player ever because you're like, if you could just do the last bit properly, you could be like a 30 assist goal getter type winger. Do you get what I'm saying?
Composure. He needs.
But like, what is it that he messes up in that last little bit? It's the
Bruv,
weirdest
he
thing
just-
ever. Yeah, maybe it is that he's got low football IQ, maybe for real. I don't know. But I'm not gonna lie. See, when it just comes to standing up one-on-one, I think he's actually like the most dangerous winger at getting past his man. It's crazy.
Is what I'm saying. Like his decision, like his
By the way,
decision
Prime
making-
Adama Traore did have skill. I think people underestimate his skill because he used to just
No,
power
he
past
had,
people.
no,
with pace.
I wouldn't
But
say he
he's a
was
very
mad skillful, but he had
player,
skill.
Adama, you know.
Adama Traore had skill, not like crazy skill, but he had skill. He
Go
definitely had
and look at Adama's earlier days, and he had a lot of skill. A lot of skill. I think he just adapted to Premier League's about pace and power. I've got both. I'm just going to utilize what I've got. But like in La Liga when he was younger, don't get it twisted. He had mad skill.
No, he did it. Remember, he came from Barcelona, you know. I remember seeing him in the Barcelona Academy. That's when I first saw him, bro. I was like, who's this freaking unit? Like, that's like, and this fast is.
And he wasn't as bulky before. So like the Premier League made him get more like.
Nah, he saw the
well.
Premier League, and that was his excuse just to kind of. No, 100%.
He was like, raw, pace and power. All right, let me get in the gym and let me just start clapping up people with
100.
this pace. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. The other thing I spoke about was Luis Diaz. Now, there's a lot of reports saying that we were going to speak to Luis Diaz right at the end of the season, but Luis still, and I believe even David Lynch actually, big up David Lynch. I think he said something about he hasn't heard that it's definitive that we're gonna be speaking with Diaz regarding the new contract. I'm really confused, and I'll tell you why. This is Diaz's best season for Liverpool. He has 2 years left. We have to act. We can't just leave the situation. It's either he signs a new deal or we sell him
For maximum profit.
We can't allow players to keep leaving for free drift, because you know what will happen? Another year will pass. He'll have a year left, and Luis Diaz will probably look at it and go, "You guys screwed me over. You didn't want to offer me a new deal. You know what I'm gonna do? I'll just take my rest of my money. I'll stay another year, and I'll go and get paid handsomely somewhere else." But he would be 30 by then, or maybe, yeah, he probably would be like 30. But he would probably still get a good payday, maybe with his Saudi, or maybe even Barcelona might give him like a 3-year deal with still on good wages. I don't know,
when
or
his
whoever
contract runs out, you mean?
Yeah. But we kind of
Yeah,
keep allowing players to keep running down their contracts. I'm so sick of it, bro.
Mm,
Even the Ibra thing, which I'm not going to get into, bro.
mm.
Why?
Hey, do you know what though, Matt? Here's the thing as well, which is why you make such a good point. Yeah, I'm really confused as to why the club wouldn't offer him a new deal. And if the club don't offer him a new deal, I'll be completely honest with you, bro. He will be well within his right to actually be like, and this is one of those scenarios where we wouldn't even really be able to be that mad at him, and it would be more about the club. If we don't offer him a new deal and he only makes 55 grand a week,
Yeah,
we're taking the piss, bro. Do you know how much more he deserves than 50? Even if people think, "Oh, wouldn't give him 140 or wouldn't give him 150," which I think is silly. I think he deserves.
Nah, Diaz is. If we're talking about wingers in Europe, he should be on about between.
He should be on at least
121, 140. That's the.
Yeah,
that's
he
the
should be 100%. He should be on that much. So the fact he's only on 55, I think that shows massive undervalue from the club. Because think about how many times the club will give a player a new contract when they realize he's worth it. Even if he's got 3 years left on his deal, if they realize that he's worth more money wages wise, I'm not comparing them in what they've done for Liverpool, but Mo Salah got a new contract after 1 year at Liverpool. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a sensational season, but Liverpool went, "Oh, you actually deserve more." Boom, new deal. Diaz has done enough in 3 years to deserve more than 50 grand a week. Like, it is actually criminal that the club are only paying him 55 grand a week. So for me, I think he deserves a new contract just for a thank you for what you've done for the club so far type of situation. Because remember, a year of that, he was injured. And I think either side of the injury, I think he's been fine. So
Bro,
I would
Lewis-
be
yeah.
extremely surprised if the club either don't sell him or give him a new deal this summer. Like you said, it's true. If he goes into this year without a new deal, it's disrespectful and it means he can leave for cheap.
Yep.
And it would be underplaying him, his importance from the club side, and then it would be undervaluing him in the transfer market. It would be really stupid all round for him to. Do you know what I mean? It would just be stupid. Everything about it would just scream stupidity from the owners and from the people in charge of contracts. So I think he's got to be either he's at least doubled in his wage, up to like 110, 120, at least double his wages.
I'll be real. Diaz could probably.
Or shot
if we're- yeah, like let's be real. I know Diaz maybe has had a couple of games where Reta, but so does every player, man. Like, here's the thing: if you look at the importance of him this season, we got Jamie, who said it last year. Again, me and Cal mentioned it earlier on. Jamie was like, I reckon we could play Diaz centrally. He's been our best striker this year. He's actually been our best striker. And not only that, he's had to fill in the gaps where, if we're being honest, probably was a bit tired, couldn't get rested because there was no Cody Gakpo who was injured. And I think at that point, even Jota was injured as well. So he had to play no matter what. He's played a lot of minutes, bro. And we have to be honest. If you look at his record in terms of his goal scoring exploits, it's actually been very, very good. Don't get me wrong. I understand it. Players go through certain games where they're not assisting or scoring. Look at Mohamed Salah, really. It happens to the best of them. But I do think Luis Diaz, what he's done is he's kind of rebuilt his reputation this year. And that's because there was a point when even myself was thinking at the beginning of the season, I was like, oh, do you know what? Do we cash in on him? All right, let me see what he does under the new manager. But if we're being honest, him and Gakpo, but I'm actually going to say, you know me, I'm a massive Gakpo fan, but I'll say this. Luis Diaz has been just as important as Gakpo because, like I said, Luis Diaz had to play through the middle. So when we had no solutions to play up front, Luis Diaz had to take on the brunt of that, all the brunt of that, when no one else was about for different reasons, whether Nunes was out of form, whether Jota was injured or whatever. He had to do that. He deserves a new contract, you know. And I do think, again, if we're going to upgrade on Diaz, it has to be someone better. One thing I don't want the club to do is go and replace Diaz with someone who is on the come up, so to speak. Like, even if, so I'll give an example. I know you don't really rate Barcola, but I'd kind of understand it because maybe the numbers. But it has to be like someone like that or like someone who's just better. I don't want there to be a debate in the chat and we go, I don't know if he's better. There should be a clear winner. That's what we should be doing as Liverpool Football Club. But it just depends whether the club are going to be cheap or not.
I'll give you, because I know a lot of people like to go on stats, so I'll just quickly give you a few stats.
So say again, Cal, what you say?
Who would you go for at left wing then?
Me. You know my thing already. I'm Rodrigo's not happy. I'm going to get Rodrigo.
Right now.
That's what I would do personally.
Right now, let me know what you think statistically of this. So in all competitions for Liverpool, Diaz has got 63 GA in 145 games.
I thought you were talking about this season, bro.
I was thinking,
and in the Premier League, it's 47 GA in 100 games. So obviously he's played 45 games in like all the other competitions. So it's 47 GA in the Premier League in 100, which is almost a goal contribution every other game. And in all competitions, it would be a goal contribution every 2 and a bit games. Now, I'm not saying those stats are amazing, but I also think that those stats are pretty average, pretty good. Like, they're not rubbish. 1 in 2 in the league, 1 in 2.5 in all comps. It's not bad. It's definitely better than I think people give him credit for. Like, people act like he doesn't do anything.
I think the conversation has been in our fan base is he's very easy to replace, which I don't think it is. I think some people will pick out just say, look, a left winger and say he's better when I don't think that's the case. I think if we're talking, you see the argument where there was this big argument about Anthony Gordon and Luis Diaz last year. Are people still going with that metric? I don't know. But me personally, I've kept it 100. Unless a mammoth offer comes in for Luis Diaz that we can't refuse, we should keep him. We should not be looking to sell him. And I know this might be a bit of recency bias, which is the next thing I'm going to say. But Diogo Jota, in my opinion, should be more in the shop window than Luis Diaz. And I still believe Jota can still do
100%.
something. But if we're going to be realistic and we can only go, what have you done for me lately? Jota's the one that Liverpool, if they were going to sacrifice somebody, it would be him more so. That's just my opinion. Anyway.
And again, everyone's allowed their opinion on players. I just do find it a little weird how much he gets downplayed. I mean, his current market value as well is 85 million, which doesn't
for a reason.
Which doesn't scream to me of a player who's poor, the way a lot of people in our fan base kind of act like he is, you know? So I'm just saying, you know what Diaz strikes me as, Matt? Diaz strikes me as one of those players where when he goes to a league where he's a little bit more allowed to express himself, like if he went back to La Liga and then say he went to Barcelona and they're like Barcelona playing in the Champions League against someone and then he cooks it up, everyone will be like, oh, he didn't do that at Liverpool. And it'll be, well, you know, he was good enough. It was just like instructions system, maybe like it's not the talent with Diaz. Sometimes it's either on his end, maybe just wrong decision making, or maybe it is actually instruction. Maybe because when you look at the way he was when he first came to Liverpool to now, you can kind of see like maybe he's been asked to do different things, maybe. You know what I mean? Like when he first got it, it was like, go and do what you used to doing. Just go and express yourself. And it was, all right, you've been here a little while now. Now it's time for you to become a part of a structure because we don't really have that. You can do what you want in our team kind of thing. We are very structured. But
it's his end product that's the problem, though, Drift. That's the problem that most people have had is his
end product in what way, though? Because not every winger gets great numbers in the season.
There's been times his end product can be a bit iffy, but one thing I will say to kind of about Luis Diaz is go look how he plays for Colombia. Like, I don't know, because you could do the whole argument international club, and I understand that. What I'm saying is there's a player.
Nunes for Uruguay, bro.
No, but Diaz for Colombia is different. I know what you're saying.
Nunes is a baller for Uruguay as well.
No. I hear you, but Diaz for Colombia is like Neymar for how Neymar used to be. Bruv, they give him the ball, he goes mad. Bruv, do you know how crazy Luis Diaz goes for his country? He goes mad. And again,
he has a free role though for coming.
There's only 2 times I've seen Luis Diaz get locked up by 2 players in my whole time watching the games. There's only 2 players that come to mind: Thomas Partey and Ola Aina. Those are the only 2.
Carvajal, what Champions League final did as well.
Was that before or after the injury? That was before the injury.
Yeah, Carvajal locked him up as well.
But Carvajal's, can I be real? Carvajal probably the best right back in the world before the injury. You know them ones. But Carvajal is a machine.
The funny thing is, you know,
he's
some
better
of these
than Trent.
games where people are saying he got locked up, especially like the Arsenal one, for example. I don't necessarily think that Partey locked him up because he wasn't really taking him on. You know, like I think sometimes a player could just be having a bad game. Like if you're locked up, you see what I call being locked up. I don't know if anyone remembers when it was Cole versus Ronaldo back in the day. And I think it was England-Portugal maybe, because I don't think it was Man U Chelsea. So I think it was England-Portugal. And Ronaldo continually kept trying to get past Cole. And every time Cole said, shut him out and give me the ball. That's what I call locking up. But if the winger doesn't really take the man on or whatever, maybe he's just having a bad game.
No,
I'm not just talking about Diaz. I'm talking about in general. I think it's so easy when a winger doesn't have a good game to go, he was locked up. He's in man's pocket.
No, but Partey did lock him up, brother. He was winning the ball from him. He was bullying him. Like Partey locked him up.
I just remember him pushing him around and fouling him a lot. I don't remember him tackling him when he was taking him on one-on-one. Do you get what I mean? Like, I don't remember Diaz getting the ball, taking him on and being tackled. I just remember him being clattered every time he got the ball and pushed and fouled and he was being aggressive. That's not being in your pocket. That's roughing man up. There's a difference between being in your pocket and being roughed up. Maybe he just weren't up for the battle that day. I don't know. And I'm not even just talking about Diaz in that regard. I'm just saying, we always hear this, the winger got locked up. He might have just been having a bad game. People say about Salah all the time. Oh, man, locked him up. Man, locked up Salah. Oh, Salah just had a bad game today, bro. Come on, man.
But the two things can be right at the same time. A player could have a bad game because they get locked up.
No, but you can tell by the way that game's going, in my opinion, whether he's just having a poor game or whether that player is in control of that situation.
What,
And a lot of the time, I just think the winger had a bad game.
Nuno Mendes in the first leg locked up Salah.
Yeah, maybe one example, but how many times has it just been Salah had a bad game? But the opposition will go, oh, left back locked him up. What are you talking? It's like, no, Salah just had a bad game, bro. Like, it wasn't your left back locked him up. He just had a bad game. You're allowed to have bad games.
All right, let's have these supers. The red guy 8 says his mural better be taken down. There's a chance it will happen. You'll never walk alone 2.0 says Bradley is injury prone. Trent effed up our transfer market plans. I mean, one player shouldn't mess up our transfer market plan, especially when he hadn't signed a new contract. They should have been scurrying around finding alternatives already. So I hope not. 20 times LFC says, big up, guys. I think we will refine our creativity through midfield. Trent can go. Waiting for Cal versus Sam tomorrow. Any legitimate stuff around the Stiller links? No idea how legit it is around the Stiller stuff. I don't see Sam cooking me. All love to him, but I don't see him cooking me. Uncle Rod says, good evening, guys. Funny is Endo. Endo will get sold. Yeah, he might do, which is it. Yeah, he might just get sold.
Which would be very upsetting.
Jay says Olaena said he doesn't rate Salah. That's not what I've heard. When Salah signed a new contract, Olaena come out and like his video saying it's a shutdown now, like where everyone's in trouble. So I don't know where that's come from. Chombe says we are champions. Just enjoy the moment. My brothers, big up yourself, Chombe. Hope you're well.
Yeah, man, trying to, bro. But Trent wanted to bring this news out and put a dampener on it, bro. You know.
Vince's viewpoint says Jude. I can't say that. Yeah, that's crazy. No, can't say that, Vince.
That is wild. Jesus. Hold on a minute. I've never seen Vince be that raggo ever.
That's something H would say.
Yeah.
Andre wild. Can't extend who don't want extending. #fake legend. I hear it. Mantis says play Mo on the left when we play Madrid. No. Let's not do that. Mo is not great off the left. 20 times LFC says Cal Owen wore United shirt, so he's no LFC legend. Drift, I'll ask you, is Michael Owen a Liverpool legend?
Yes. Is his legacy tarnished? Yes.
This is my point. He's a legend, but his legacy is tarnished. Yeah. Same with Trent.
He's a legend, but his
legacy legend. How can we sit here and say Michael Owen is not a legend? It's crazy.
You can't be part of what we achieve with both of those players and not be a legend.
Not just what we achieved as a team, not just what you achieved as a team, what they contributed. Owen won a cup final by himself.
Bro, if I'm being honest with you, he was pretty much the reason we did the treble. I know a few people did contribute, but you remember Roma, Porter away.
No, Barcelona won the penalty at home. We drew 0-0.
Oh, was it at home to Barcelona? Yeah.
He won the penalty at home against Barcelona. He assisted Porto in the final, scored in the final.
Like Owen was integral.
League Cup final against Man United in 2003. Gets to get the second goal to clinch the game. Come on.
Michael Owen was so good. He won the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, come on.
How can he not be a Liverpool legend? Come on. What are we doing? But his legacy's tarnished. 100% his legacy's tarnished.
Calm as you like says on Trent, all I will say is many have tried, but how many scouts have actually delivered 2 Prem titles for us? Legend in my book. I hear it. Eric says he may or may not be one of the legends, but if he stayed, he could have been the legend, greater than Gerrard himself. I don't think he'd have ever surpassed Gerrard or even Kenny, but he'd have potentially been at the table with them.
He would have, Cal. I think he would have.
Nah,
maybe Kenny's different because Kenny did it as a manager and he did it as a player. But I'll be honest with you, bro. If we were sitting down at the end of Trent's, say Trent retired at 35 like Gerrard did, right? which will give him 8 years from now.
He might not even surpass Salah's legacy or Virgil.
No, but what I'm saying is, let's say he was at Liverpool for another 8 years and retired at 35, but he won 4 Premier Leagues and 2 Champions Leagues in that 8 years, bro. He'd be a bigger legend than Gerrard. There wouldn't even be. I know you personally might not have felt that way, but there would be no question. He'd be a bigger legend than Gerrard.
I don't know. Shane says, how you leave is just important as your contribution when talk about legendary status. I hear that.
Yeah.
Viewpoint says he's a legendary rat. Owen is no LFC legend. Fair, that's your opinion, Vince, bro.
I'll be honest with you. I'd love to know the age.
I've ever seen from Vince, by the way.
I would like to know the age of a lot of the people who say Owen isn't a legend. You have to be 25. I can't believe anybody in their 30s doesn't think Owen is a legend, because you'd have lived it if you're in your 30s. If you lived it, Owen is a legend. Owen burst on the scene like Mbappe. So for all the young heads now, Owen was that generation's version of Mbappe. He was a sensation, and he not only had hype, he lived up to it, and he went on to win multiple things with and for Liverpool.
Yeah.
All right, couple people in the chat saying they are old enough. I think you're crazy then. If you're old enough to have lived through Owen and don't think he's a legend, that's crazy.
You do know Owen can be called a rat and still be a legend in the same way he can call Trent a rat.
Yeah, that's the point. That's where the legacy part comes in. The legacy ruined. But your status of what you've achieved, legend. We did a cup treble.
Yeah, I know.
And he was integral to it. And that mad thing.
Wizzy, did you see the video of Trent's brother laughing when we were 2-0 down in the cup final? I've heard about it, I've not seen it. I think his Instagram's private, so unless you're one of the people he's accepted, you won't see it. Gunjit says, being a legend doesn't only include what you did on the pitch, it also included your conduct and the way you left. No, I hear that. He's still a legend. Shawnee says, Trent singing I Believe I Can Fly to G. That's crazy. Gunjit says, that was such a robotic video, by the way, it looked so forced. I agree with that. Wasn't happy with the video. Shane said, Cody said, hopefully he stays like a week ago. He kept this hidden from everyone. Or maybe his mind wasn't fully made up yet. Jay says, I want PSG LFC to play Madrid, Douay, Cava, Rio. Let's not push this Rio thing too quick now. Like, Rio is still a kid, isn't it? Let's not put him in a conversation with Cava and all that. Star Days and says, preach Drift. We showed him unreal loyalty, love, and protection. He will never feel this. How he repays us. What the F? Klopp's biggest fumble was giving him vice captain.
I do believe he should have never been made vice.
He shouldn't have. Well, I mean, again, we said this about him being a vice captain and captain. We got chewed out for it. David says, also Drift, Liverpool should be the pinnacle to a Southside. F Trent. I will never remember what he did. But this situation, especially non-Scouse committed.
I agree that there should be more principles involved with him being a Scouse, yeah. And I think that is one of the reasons why a lot of people are more annoyed at him. Because you do grow up thinking, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he takes it for granted because he didn't have to work for it. I don't know if you were here, Cal, when I said, when I made the statement about some people I think are spoiled, and sometimes it's not their fault. But I look at what Virgil and Trent have done, as in how different it is. Or I look at Mo and Trent and how different it is, and I think Virgil and Mo have been through the rough and they've earned their way to where they are, and I think that's why they appreciate it a little bit more. But Trent has always been at the top. We haven't always been winning since he came into the team, but we still had Klopp, and he didn't know what it felt to be a part of a team that didn't know how to win. Yes, he's part of disappointment when we lost finals and stuff, but he still knows what it's like to win way more than the majority of other Liverpool players have in the last 30 years or whatever. I think he might just be a little bit spoiled. I don't think he truly understands how hard it is to earn a career the way, say, Virgil and Mo do, where they had to go away maybe even restart at times, get back up there. Like they've had the ups and downs and the trials and the tribulations of a career. So now they're like, Liverpool's the greatest. I love being here. Trust me, I've been places. I'm so happy I'm here. It can get way worse than this, believe me. Whereas Trent's like, I've always been here and it's always been great. There must be better. You know, that whole thing of like, just like he's never known what it's like to go and ask Brewster what it feels like. I remember Brewster did an interview a week after he left, and you could just tell he was like, man, I fucked up. I should have never left Liverpool for Sheffield.
Brewster, you know.
I should have never left Liverpool for Sheffield. You know what I mean? Even training facilities. A lot of players even forget stuff like that. I know Real Madrid's going to have great all of these things, but yeah, I've heard ex-professionals talk about how like they even underestimated things like the dressing room and the changing facilities when they've left big clubs and gone to other clubs. They're like, yo, what the fuck is this? So, you know what I mean?
You'll never walk alone 2.0 says important we signed Ibu to prevent free moves again. Agreed.
Facts. Can't happen again.
Vida says waited all day for this drifty rant. Man, you said what needed to be said. Trent should have shut up and left with grace. It was a hypocritical interview.
Big up Vida.
Yeah. Ty says when Trent took off his top and revealed the body of an in-shape 45-year-old, everything made sense to me. The jogging back, etc. Not even mad he's gone. That is crazy. Jamrock says Madrid want to get Trent early for the Club World Cup. They do indeed. Jamrock, be up yourself.
Yeah, they do. Unfortunately,
Midden says, "What do you guys think about Frimpong? I'm not a big fan. I'd personally
not for right back, man. He's not a right back in my opinion, but."
Well, we want pace in the team, Matt. It might be happening, bro.
No, but pace up front, bro. Yeah, there's a difference. I said pace up front.
I think he just wants pace in the team.
Atanas, Endo Guard of Honor from Caicedo, Lavia, and Enzo. Beautiful scene.
You're done already.
Vitu, would you take Lukman? His numbers are underrated for the last 3 years, double digits every season in goals for 3 years straight. This season, 19 goals, 7 assists in 38 appearances, all comps. Yeah, I'd take Lukman.
Very good player. I wouldn't replace Diaz for him.
I'd add him to the squad.
But he's a very good player. I do like Lukman. Very good player.
Sarim, Owen played for United. He's not a legend. Dead to me. First. AJ Knows Ball says, big up Kopish. Can Trent reach Cafu level at Real Madrid? Me personally, no. Cafu for me is.
I think Cafu's universally seen as like the greatest right back, right? So yeah, I don't think.
I don't think he's gonna surpass Cafu, but I don't think he can even surpass Dani Alves. G.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, Alves was at Barca, though, isn't it?
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
The point of it, like him being at Real Madrid, I don't think he can surpass.
Dani Alves was disgusting.
Does it not show a level of delusion as well? Because that's something else I agreed with Matt on that Matt was saying earlier is why do you think going to Real Madrid can win your Ballon d'Or? Are you that naive? Everyone who's looking to win a Ballon d'Or plays for that same team, and you think you're gonna outshine them all? You fucking idiot.
Is it delusion or is it ambition?
You think Bellingham's PR spin, boyfriend or not, and then Mbappe, Vinny, all these men, you think you're going to outperform all of them, man, there, and you will be the one that will win? Come on.
It's very rare a Ballon d'Or doesn't go to an attacker as well. That's how football is now. It's mainly about attackers getting them type of awards. We have to be real. Look at Virgil.
Yeah. Promo. I get why he left, but how he went about it, I don't. Be like yourself, Promo. Beige and Reds TV, go and subscribe to Beige and Reds TV, please, people. Trent to Jude, who will love you like me? Nobody. Ty says, imagine calling someone a Liverpool legend, but you can find photos of him lifting the Premier League trophy United. I know it stinks, but he's still a Liverpool legend.
I'm just saying, that's why I asked the question. But
Mac and Steve says that robotic announcement is giving. I know I'm going to get hate from now on, so ain't getting no emotion from me.
It's going to be very interesting. You can be a legend for two clubs as well, by the way. I think people keep forgetting that. I know the hatred between.
He's not a Man United legend.
A bit different.
I'm
just saying in general. Like if I think back to like like random people where like they've done well at both clubs. Like I'm trying to think like who I can think of off the top of my head. But
Zidane, for example, is probably seen as a
Juve,
well, yeah,
yeah,
I'm sure,
Juve
I'm sure
and Real Madrid.
Zidane's looked at as a. No, I don't know if Zidane will be called a Juventus legend though.
No, he is.
He's a
Would they,
legend.
do they consider him a legend?
Yeah.
R9.
Bro, look at
I don't know. You know, I think
Cristiano Ronaldo's a legend for Man
Ronaldo,
United
yeah,
and Real Madrid.
the
I'd
funny
say.
thing is, you know what's crazy about R9's career? R9 is a football legend, but do you think any of the individual clubs call him a club legend?
Absolutely.
Bro, PSV, yeah.
Absolutely.
Real Madrid, yeah. Inter Milan, yeah. 100.
100%.
Yeah,
Ben-
maybe
Absolutely.
Inter Milan. Yeah, maybe Inter Milan. I don't know if Real Madrid would call R9 a Real Madrid legend.
Someone said
you know?
Seedorf. Seedorf is just a legend at any club he walks into. Seedorf is just legend.
Ben says, big fan, guys. Sad to see Trent go, but we move on. And Deal
Yeah,
says,
Xabi Alonso, great example. Big up Essence. Liverpool and Real Madrid and Bayern Munich legend. Great. So you can be a legend for more than one club. Great example.
And Deal, crazy to think LFC is still a stepping stone club.
I don't think we are. I just think this is Trent being a donut.
And Imran, big up my brothers and big up Misha, real legend. Misha took an L at the weekend, bro. So
I didn't even see what happened. Would she get mashed up?
You're well, Imran, man. I know that would have hurt. So
Don't like she got
I
mashed
feel
up.
well, Imran. Boys, look, we're gonna wrap up there. Obviously, not great news today, but we still have a title to celebrate. We still have a few more games after the season, and hopefully, we have a very, very good summer so we can go again next season. Do you guys have anything coming up on your channels that you want to promote?
Yeah, man. So listen, tomorrow, big game. The return leg, Inter Milan versus Barca 3-3. Not only that, people, I'm going to bring something up on the screen for the people, them. Listen, I did this last week. Big up Game Picks as well. They shouted me again. For people that want to get involved and for people that think they can better what I'm going to do, because I'm definitely doing this. I'm obviously not going to tell you what I'm going to do. But as you can see, it's a little bit of fun we're going to have. You get me? Get involved. I'm going to put a link in the chat. For people that do want to bet, you can bet. And again, it's betting on a few things. So as we can see, who's going to win after regular time? Who's going to score? Was it? Yeah. Will both teams score? What would the result be? Who's going to score the first goal? And who will score a goal during regular time? Just selected. Yeah. For people that want to get involved, I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. What I'm going to do, chat, is tomorrow, I might have for the people that aren't going to play, I might need your help. You get me? So I'm going to start the stream about 7:30. We're going to go through it together and we're going to see if you lot can help me win this thing. And for people that think they want to go against me, see if you can beat me. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty good at this. But yeah, man. Get involved, chat. I'm telling you. Big up Game Picks, man. Each and every time.
Game Picks. Do you have anything for yourself?
I mean, it depends how big you consider PSG versus Arsenal second leg Champions League. I don't know, boys. How big's the game? Anybody got any feelings around it? I'm not sure.
Hey,
not sure how much the world cares, but I will be live on Wednesday on Big Up, guys. So make sure you're there, Drifty TV. And I've seen a couple of people as well, guys. This has been a very, very long, stressful season, personally and professionally, for all of us, to be honest. But obviously, I'm only going to speak for myself. And that is the reason why the YouTube channel has been on a hiatus. Come the summertime, things should be back in the swing of things, guys. So stay patient and good things will be on its way. But finding time in this world is difficult. So that is the only reason why the channel has been kind of paused. But yeah, man, we'll be getting back into it this summer. Don't get it twisted. It'll be fun. We'll have some fun and we'll keep it moving.
Trust me. And listen,
just in case,
sure
I know a lot of people have been wondering why I haven't been doing anything, like any gaming or anything like that. Yeah, there's been a lot going on this season. And obviously, you lot know how consistent we are on Kopish as it is. So we've already got one baby to take care of. Taking care of two, as Cal and Matt can attest, is difficult. When you got three, yeah, it's mad.
No, it's a lot. It's a lot.
know.
But yeah, man, people get involved. 'Cause
I'm not gonna lie, that
tomorrow,
was a long look of contemplation there, Cal, when I said free.
Yeah, bro.
you them is
teach
a
you like to cook in-
madness. I got
like to
two.
cook
And
in-
I
Cal
struggled.
was just thinking about all the sleepless nights. Like, fuck.
What do you mean
No.
thinking? I've got one coming up, bro. Like,
I was gonna say,
Robbie
Sorry,
got out of
right
bed, bro.
now.
I had to go and put Robbie back in the bed. Like he's gonna end up in our
yeah.
bed in the night.
I'm not gonna lie, those are one of the things that would annoy me because if I roll over and accidentally squash little man because I didn't know you got in, that's mad, bro. So yeah.
You wouldn't roll
getting
over
in
as
the
well if Robbie, because Robbie will end up just start. I'll know Robbie's in the bed because I'll feel him jump over me and then kick me throughout the night. So,
Yeah, 100. That's what the youths them do, man. 100.
yeah, I know he's in the bed. And then Alonso climbs out of her cot into our bed over the missus and then decides to roll me over so she can lie on my chest. So the missus got more cushion than I have there as well. So I don't get what she's doing. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
I'm not gonna lie, that part sounds like an amazing bonding experience. So I don't feel sorry for you in that part. But Robbie kicking you, yeah, I feel bad for you on that.
Me and Alonso can bond outside of 4 a.m, bro.
Is this
No,
true?
but you
We
know,
ain't
when she's grown enough to
What,
college,
500 likes?
you're gonna remember the moments, bro, when she was a baby, and you know what I mean. Never mind.
Yeah, true.
Are we not on 500 likes?
No,
Come on, chat, man.
it's mad, innit? People quick to crash out, and I'll start won't be quick to smash that like button. Imagine.
Smash the like. I mean, damn. Come on, chat. What we doing here? But yeah, man, people, listen. Join us. Like I said, tomorrow, Matt One show, Inter Barca. It went off last week. I got a panel ready as well, so make sure you're there, people. And yeah, man, make sure you go to Drift's channel as well. Arsenal, PSG, 2 sick games for Champions League, man. I know we're not in it, but we can still watch a bit of football. You know what I'm saying? So big up to the chat, man, each and every.
I saw Tom say something just a little while ago. Was it wild? I forgot to check what Tom said.
No, you're just saying that it's gonna go off with me and Hassam tomorrow because Hassam doesn't agree that my.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So I wasn't sure.
Tomorrow's definitely gonna go off 100%, man.
Misha said she didn't lose; she just wasn't feeling well. That's Kopish if I've ever seen. Big up Imran. I'll be going live now on them. I'll be going live now on the Sanderson show, and then I'll be with Big Six Bants straight after that. So people, make sure you join us there. And then on the channel, probably be back on Wednesday. Might drop a video tomorrow. We'll see how the day goes. And then go from there. Look, people, we've had over 1,000 of you in here for the whole stream. Please, let's get to 1,000 likes for this video. I don't think that's asking for much. And let us know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. The only thing we ask is that you keep it respectful. Anyone who's not respectful,
don't shoot me, man. Don't shoot me, bro.
It is what it is that happens next.
Father time catches up with everyone, brother. Even Misha.
Your words, not mine. People, till we see you again, have a fantastic rest of the day, night, or evening, wherever you are. Stay safe, stay blessed. We are Kop-Ish. We're out, people. Take care.
Peace.
See you tomorrow, peeps.